Whistles for Local here on ESPN 1170. We were so excited to talk today that we forgot that it was noon.
We were just having fun.
Just having fun talking already. Merrick is in today. Merrick Brave from SCW Pro.
I'm back from the dead.
Black and Brave Wrestling Academy as well. Coral is in. It's Tuesday. Coral's in from 7G. She brought some exciting gifts for us.
I did.
We've got a lot to talk about. We got to catch up with Merrick. We haven't talked to him. This is his first time on in 2020. Not Coral. Coral was on last week.
I was, but
Yeah.
It feels like it was a week ago, even though I was here on Thursday.
Yeah.
But last week wasn't 2020 yet.
Yes, it was Thursday
On
and Friday.
Tuesday?
Thursday and
Oh,
Friday.
I
But
thought you were
yeah,
here
no,
on
she came.
Tuesday.
No, because
No,
Tuesday I
canceled
had to
Tuesday.
cancel. I wasn't feeling well. But we've got a lot to talk about. Like I said, we got to catch up with Merrick. He's got 2 events coming up this month for SCW Pro. If you remember, Merrick is a very good friend of the show. Comes on. He's a Cleveland Indian fan. He's a Miami Dolphins fan. We got to talk to him about the preseason over/under bet for the Dolphins. Tua is going to the draft. If he thinks it's still before the season, if you remember, Merrick said that he was hoping they were doing a tanking for Tua, and now they're sitting at 5, I believe, in the draft.
Yeah, pick number 5.
And it looks like it could still happen. We have divisional games to look at with him and Coral. There's a lot out there in the news as well that we're going to get through, and some more reckless speculation. And it's not even going to be about where Tom Brady's going to land, even though we'll probably end up talking about where Tom Brady's going to land.
I know where I'd like him to land.
So, anyway, Merrick, welcome to the show, my friend. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, too. I'm excited to be back. It's
Yeah.
always fun being on with you and the other guys, but they seem to be absent today, so they must have
Serge
known I
is
was
on
coming.
his way. T-Roy's putting some things in at the bar at Pints. He might show up later on. I don't know.
Well, we'll have fun regardless.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. like I
Coral's
said.
here. That's a nice
I'm
replacement.
here with the beer.
Some would say it's an upgrade. Some would
Yes,
say that.
That's what I would say.
Yeah.
I would agree. All right, Coral.
Yes.
I always like breaking news. This is breaking product
Yes.
that we have here.
This
in
is
studio,
pre-launch.
Pre-launch in studio. Coral works for 7G. What some of you don't know out there, that's your Bud Light, your Budweiser, your Busch Light, all the Budweiser family, and more.
Yes. So
But now Bud Light is getting into the seltzer game, the hard
Yes.
seltzer.
we are launching Bud Light Seltzer next week, next Monday, January 13th. And then,
January 13th, next Monday.
yes.
So,
It's
so
the
we got it before
nationwide
anybody
launch.
else. This
Yeah.
is-
Yes. You guys are special this week.
Yes.
But
Thanks
you
to
guys
Pete
are,
for reminding her to bring this in. I
yeah.
appreciate that, Pete.
Thanks, Pete Francis. So there's 4 flavors of Bud Light Seltzer. It's mango, black cherry, strawberry, and lemon lime. There's 100 calories, 5% alcohol, less than 1 gram of sugar, and 2 grams of carbs.
Oh, that's
So-
good. That's good.
And it's priced right in line with competition.
And it'll mess you up a little bit more than a regular Bud Light, huh?
Uh-huh. It's 0.8% more than a regular Bud Light.
And that's the important part.
Yes, indeed. So we're trying lemon lime right now. I'm about to pour some mango. What do you guys
Okay.
think of the lemon
All
lime?
right. It's limey.
It is limey. You know
More
what?
limey, less lemon.
I thought it would be better on the rocks with a lime.
What do we got there?
This
one's
is mango.
Mango.
I like the lemon lime.
So if you guys are hearing this and you're super curious about trying it, we will be sampling Bud Light Seltzer everywhere. Dubuque, Davenport, Cedar Rapids, Iowa City, everywhere. On the 16th from 2 to 4.
What does that mean? Everywhere.
Everywhere. All the Hy-Vees, all the fairways.
Okay.
I like the mango. Mango's really good.
Clinton, everywhere. We will be sampling from 2 to 4 Bud Light Seltzer. And
I
it'll
tell
be on
you what,
sale.
that mango, not so much the lemon lime. Lemon lime thing. The mango reminds me of I know they brought it back, and I think I see it at the Hy-Vee stores every once in a while. When I was younger, they had a seltzer water. It was called New York Seltzer. And they were
Interesting.
they were little bottles, and I think they have. And that mango reminds me of one. They had all kinds of flavors. There was like a.
I like how you said when you were younger and then you looked at me like I was going to be able to relate.
Yeah, we're 10 years different. It really isn't that big of a deal. I don't know. I guess you're
when
right.
you were 21 and I was 11.
Yeah, no, when I was young, and I would have been like 11 at the time. So yeah, you wouldn't have known
I
it.
would have been an
But they do
infant.
have the bottle still. If anyone, I'm sorry to date myself. What do you keep handing me? Are these going to Surge?
You.
Okay, what's the next one you
This
gave
one's-
me?
The next one is strawberry.
Strawberry. Okay.
Strawberry.
And then Serge, I'll get you some.
Hi, Surge.
Hey guys, how we doing?
Strawberry is a pretty new flavor for the seltzer world.
It
I
is.
know Crook Marker has a strawberry flavor. However, they have a completely different taste profile than regular seltzer.
This
so.
strawberry tastes like natural strawberry. You know how like sometimes
Yes.
strawberry flavoring
It can taste
doesn't really
artificial.
taste like strawberry. This tastes like a natural strawberry.
It does.
Like if you were eating a strawberry.
It does taste like it doesn't taste like a strawberry like Bubblicious where there's not
No.
sweet. It
That's
is
straight
good.
up strawberry.
And it's not what you
My
first
kids would
expected.
love this.
Yeah. Wait a minute. No, that's not what it's for.
Oh.
I know you were excited about the strawberry coral when they announced it like last
Yes.
month on Twitter. You're like, finally, someone's doing a strawberry.
Yes, I am so excited for this strawberry, and
Well, black cherry's good.
a lot of my coworkers weren't the biggest fans of the strawberry, but that was my favorite.
Yeah, the black cherry's
I'm
going to go
kind of
over
burnt
well.
out on the whole black cherry flavor. However, it's one of the most popular flavors. They came up with these 4 flavors mostly because lemon lime is the most popular seltzer flavor in the non-alcoholic world. So they wanted to bring that flavor to a hard seltzer. Black cherry black cherry and mango are the 2 top flavors for other hard seltzers. And then strawberry, they wanted to bring something new.
Well, they did that, and that's
They
a good
did that.
strawberry. I like that strawberry.
Me too. That's what I'm going to have on the
And
air
now we're all
today.
drunk.
Yeah.
That was quick.
So, so these are the 4 that they're originally launching. Lemon lime, mango, strawberry, and black cherry. And then eventually when they listen to me at product testing, I say, you know what you should do.
You know what you should do?
You usually say those for Wednesdays, but you know what you should do. And then I say I'd like a grapefruit one, but who knows?
Oh, I do like grapefruit.
They'll
do like
probably
grapefruit.
expand it at some point.
So what's the cost on this compared to competitors?
It is right in line.
Right
with,
in line.
dare I say, White Claw. Right in line.
I have no idea what the difference is with these hard seltzers or carbonated water.
Mm-hmm.
Seltzer, I can tell a little bit different. Why? And Truly is a competitor too. Truly
Yes.
tastes a little bit different. Truly is
Yeah.
more like a carbonated water.
They have a
Not a
different
seltzer.
flavor, and they just reformulated 2 months ago. Truly did. I haven't tried it since they did that, but I did try their old formulation, and I wasn't a fan.
I just feel like we're just doing shots here.
That's fine.
Just keep drinking and figuring out what's going on. No, this is great though. This is coming out on the 13th.
January 13th, we have many opportunities this month to try it both in stores and in the bars. We have a sampling at Pines, Harrington's, and Oscars coming up at the end of the month. And then, like I said, not this week. Next week, the 16th, we'll be sampling at all the Hy-Vees and Fairways in Davenport area from 2 to 4.
Well, this is exciting, and I'm glad you're in today because it's always fun to have you in Coral. But we're not just here to drink your product. We're here to talk sports with you
Yes.
and more. All right,
more.
we've got NFL news. There's coaching. There's coaches being hired. Obviously, there's a coaching carousel going on, and we need to real quick though, Merrick. Before we go to break,
Yes.
the Dolphins.
What about?
The gambling's new to the area.
Yeah.
And including DFS. Have you gotten into any DFS at all?
No. Back when
A
you could
fancy
do.
guy like you.
Nah, I just because back when you could still do it in state for free, when that wasn't violating some sort of law, 5-6 years ago, I got into it a little bit, and just the one season I was able to do it with no money on the line. Thankfully, there was no money on the line. I realized how difficult it is to do and how difficult it is to win those competitions. So.
Is it?
It was for me.
Is it?
And I just decided it wasn't going to be my thing. But who knows? I blew a lot of money at the casino this year. I can look for new creative ways to blow money next year.
Because you say it's difficult, but a former Bachelor contestant
Oh, I did see this.
won $1 million playing DFS, and we'll talk about it later. That's what they call in the business a tease. All right, so before the season, you put down a bet
Yes, I did.
on the Miami Dolphins for their over-under season total.
Yes, and I placed money on the under. It was my first bet I had ever made. Sports gambling just became legal, so I hopped in. I placed a rather large bet on the under. I was betting that the Dolphins would win less than 5 games this upcoming season, and
Going into Week 17, they were plus 900. They had one of the largest spreads in the season. They were minus 17. I mean, plus 17?
For
The Dolphins going into
point
New
spread,
England.
I think it was 16.5.
16.5.
At least last time I checked it.
Minus 900 on money line for Patriots to win. You have money on the line. The Dolphins have 4 games total win.
Mm-hmm.
The Dolphins, right before your very eyes, travel down 80 yards, picking on Stephon Gilmore the entire time.
Yep, Devontae Parker owned him.
Devontae Parker, showing that he deserves that money.
Yep.
Meanwhile, you're looking at that betting slip.
It's such conflicting feelings within me in that moment because I'm not gonna say I was rooting for them to lose just so I could win my bet, because if they pushed, I went and got my money back. And
Yeah.
you know, Jay, sometimes a push is just as good as a win.
Yes.
Because you're not losing, which I did plenty of that this season in the gambling world. But, you know, anytime you can beat the Patriots, it feels pretty good. And especially beating the Patriots in New England, which the Dolphins hadn't done since, I want to say, 2008. They hadn't done that. So for them to go in there and do that, and it actually meant something for the Patriots to win that game. They were trying to win that game. They weren't laying down. They didn't want to play Wild Card Weekend, and we all saw why, as they lost to Ryan Tannehill and the Tennessee Titans, former Dolphins quarterback Ryan Tannehill. So they were trying to win.
Nice plug.
But they couldn't do it. They couldn't do it. They lost. The Dolphins beat them again, and that's, you know, Tom Brady and the Patriots have owned everyone in the NFL over the last 20 years. Literally everyone. But for some reason, the Miami Dolphins always seem to do adequately against them. They don't just get steamrolled every season. They beat them last year as well on the Miami Miracle.
Not in
New England. And they hadn't beat them in New England
since 2009.
Since 2009. Okay. So
and Brady left that game with an injury.
Yeah.
So that's Brady's first loss to them in New England. And
2009 season, he
left with an injury.
Week 1 against the Chiefs, and then didn't play the rest of the year.
Yeah, okay.
That was a torn ACL.
Okay, so that's it. All right. So 2009. So he didn't even leave that game.
And that was the Wildcat game. When
Yeah.
Ronnie Brown and Ricky Williams and Patrick Cobb.
Some names there.
Yeah. They ran all over, and Ronnie Brown threw the ball from time to time, and they crushed him.
That is the evil mistress of gambling.
Yeah.
And, you know.
But I won a parlay that week, so I felt good about it.
That's all you can
That was the first parlay I won all season long.
All right, when we come back, we're going to talk more NFL. We're going to talk about Tua. We're going to talk about draft spot. If Merrick is still on board for tanking for Tua, which is not tanking anymore, but at the 5 spot if he likes Tua, where it is. A little bit about the divisional games, what he sees happening, if he's going to place any bets at all, what he likes, and just a little bit about the NFL.
I already tried to place a bet, Jay.
I know. We need to talk to Elite Sportsbook about that.
Come on.
For nearly 12 years, Pints has been providing the Quad Cities with some of the best beer, drinks, and good times around. Join them Monday through Friday for happy hour from 3 to 6 and enjoy complimentary Vans Pizza at 5 p.m. Stop in any day of the week for one of their daily specials. That's Pints at 5268 Utica Ridge Road in Davenport.
This is Julian Vandervelde, and you are listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
ESPN 1170 AM.
Sheedy Family Chiropractic is your choice for chiropractic care in the Quad Cities. Chronic problems, joint pain, or recent injury, don't let pain slow you down. Sheedy Family Chiropractic in Davenport can help decrease your pain and improve range of motion, keeping your busy life moving. Same-day appointments available most days for new patients and $20 sports physicals. Call today or visit SheedyChiro.com. That's SHEEDY Chiro.com. Sheedy Family Chiropractic, getting you back to work, play, and life.
ESPN 1170 AM is the Quad Cities sports leader and your home of the local sports show. Don't hassle us, we're local. Listen for a chance to win everything from tickets to free food. Every time you win and pick up your prize at the ESPN 1170 AM Pepsi ticket window, we'll give you a free Pepsi for the road as well. It's like winning twice. Get more chances to win by downloading the ESPN 1170 AM app or by going to ESPN1170am.com.
It's putt around time. Get your foursome together for the 15th annual Big Brothers Big Sisters Putt Around. Over 20 custom built holes transfer transform the River Center into the most innovative mini golf course ever. Only $30 per person and great for any skill level. Register at puttaround.org before January 17th to be entered into a Quad City staycation giveaway. The 15th annual Big Brothers Big Sister Puttaround, sponsored by Wells Fargo and the Quad City Area Realtors, January 29th through the 31st at the River Center in Davenport. Sign up today.
Are you looking for a career change? Something fast-paced with great pay, paid holidays, sick time, and on-the-job training? Look no further. Fireplaces Plus is the Quad Cities leader in fireplace installation and maintenance. Don't miss your opportunity to join a locally owned, growing business. If you're a hard worker who's excited to learn a new trade, call Keith at Fireplaces Plus in Bettendorf, 563-359-8688. Fireplaces Plus.
New Year's is here, and so are New Year's resolutions. If you're bored with the same old gyms and workout routines, try a different, fresh way to get in shape with a membership to Tarpons Martial Arts Center. Try karate, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, or judo, all taught by certified black belt instructors. With flexible class schedules and 2 Quad City locations, it's very easy to start your path to learning a valuable skill set while you get in shape. Join now, and new students get a free uniform and official t-shirt online at tarponsdojo.com.
Dust off your thinking caps, grab your best buds, and attend St. Ambrose Alumni Trivia Night. Saturday, January 18th, the Rogalski Center Ballroom will be flooded with knowledge. Will you sink or swim? All proceeds benefit the St. Ambrose Alumni Association and the St. Ambrose Children's Campus. Join the St. Ambrose Alumni Association for a trivia night Saturday, January 18th at 7 p.m. Mulligans and doublers are available for purchase at the door. Reserve your table online at sau.edu/alumni for SAU Alumni Trivia Night.
The Quad City sports leader is always in the palm of your hands. Download the ESPN 1170 app today and never miss a thing. From the Quad City sports leader, ESPN 1170 AM.
Welcome back to Don't Hassle Us, we're local here on ESPN 1170. We're live in the Hassle Castle, brought to you by Done Right TV and Security. Coral's in from 7G. She brought us the Bud Light Seltzer that will be out into the public for purchase on January 13th. Merrick is in for T-Roy. Merrick from SCW Pro and Black and Brave Wrestling Academy. And Serge is over there on the Harrington's Pub Facebook comment thread. Merrick, you have 2 events for SCW this
Sure
month.
do.
Tell me about them.
This Saturday at the Walcott Coliseum in Walcott, Iowa. $10 gets you in to see one of the most exciting events of the year. It is our version of the Royal Rumble. It is the Prestige Rumble. 20 men will compete in an over-the-top rope Royal Rumble to determine the new #1 contender to the SCW Pro Championship. So that's always fun. You never know who's going to show up or come back or debut.
Debut?
So those are all the spoilers or hints I will drop at this time. But also we have an SCW Pro Championship match. Xander Killen defends against former champion Travis Titan in a last man standing match. These guys went to war numerous times in 2019, over and over again, taking the title from each other back and forth. Xander Killen holds it now, and he looks to retain against Travis Titan this Saturday, the Walcott Coliseum.
And then you have another event.
Yep, we head back to the Rust Belt in East Moline, which is always fun because the Rust Belt's just the premier entertainment venue in the Quad Cities. Professional sound, professional lighting. We get a nice little entrance ramp off the stage, which is really fun. And if you've never seen SCW Pro at the Rust Belt in East Moline, you have to do it. Tickets, we don't charge anything extra for tickets. If you get the general admission ticket, it's still only $10. We do have VIP tickets and upgraded tickets if you want to sit in the VIP stage section, which has their own bar, so you don't even have to leave the stage to get your drinks. And then we have VIP front row seats, second row seats, and so on and so forth. But if $10 is all you got, you can still spend the normal $10 to come in and see us again at the premier entertainment venue in the Quad Cities, the Rust Belt. That's on Friday, January 24th. Tickets are available now, actually, scw-pro.com. And we have international wrestling superstar, former TNA Tag Team Champion, Currently works for Ring of Honor and has really wrestled all over, including New Japan Pro Wrestling. Alex Shelley is coming in, and I've known Alex for a really long time, probably 15, 16 years at this point. And he's one of the most gifted, one of the most talented professional wrestlers in the world. And most people would agree with me when I say that he's probably the hottest free agent in wrestling right now. So come out and see him at SCW Pro at the Rust Belt in East Moline on January 24th, because this may be the last time you get to see Alex Shelley near you on the independent scene.
Alex Shelley, Motor City Machine Guns.
Yep.
Who was his partner?
Chris Sabin.
All right, they were good.
They were great.
I think the only thing that really hurt them was it just seemed like one was getting hurt back and forth.
I believe Sabin is recovering from an ACL injury right now.
Yeah,
so.
it just I remember when they were TNA, and it just seemed like they were climbing up, and they were going to be they would be like what would be right now like the Usos or whatever else, like the tag team. Like if you said like they're just a tag team,
and
that's
top
great.
work rate too. Just always exciting, entertaining matches. Every time they went out, and Alex Shelley, they were great as a tag team, but they both had very accomplished singles careers as well. Both of them, or Chris Sabin was X-Division champion. Excuse me. Alex Shelley has held numerous titles on his own as well, and now he comes to SCW Pro, and we got to see how things shake out on Saturday. Figure out who he's going to face, but I can guarantee whoever it is, it's going to be exciting. You won't be disappointed. And for tickets starting at just $10, if you miss this, I can't help you. Yeah.
And then you're on break. And tomorrow you start your next class at the Black and Brave Wrestling Academy.
It was my winter break. We do 3 months on, 1 month off. That's our cycle at the school. So I get a winter break, a spring break, and a summer break. This was my winter break. It was an extended winter break because the first Wednesday of the month fell on January 1st, and we weren't going to make people come in on a holiday. So we're starting tomorrow night. We have our conditioning test, and we get a whole new crop of kids. I call them kids. They're adults. They'll be my kids if they make it through. They're coming from all over the world.
You've got a large group of international.
Yeah, we have a guy coming from Dubai, another guy coming from Russia. I believe we have somebody coming from England. Don't quote me on that. But
now, are they staying with you? Like, not with you personally, but do you guys have them set up in some way that they can stay, or do they have to get their own quarters?
We got a couple bunkhouses here in Davenport. Not everyone who signs up for the class is guaranteed a bunk in the houses. They do fill up quickly. We do have graduates who stick around and live in the houses, but we partner with a local apartment complex to provide short-term leases for students that come in and aren't able to get a spot in one of the houses. So we try to help everybody out as much as possible. So I'm sure most of them will be living in one of the bunkhouses, and then the rest of them tend to bunk together just to reduce costs of living and whatnot.
And then some of your SCW guys, graduates from Black and Brave Wrestling Academy, were just on Raw.
Yeah, a couple weeks in a row, actually. It was kind of like a Black and Brave takeover on Monday Night Raw. We had Dante Leon wrestle, I believe it was the week before the Christmas episode. And then on the Christmas episode, that was very Black and Brave centric. We had Joesa, Dion Roosman, and JT Energy all wrestle singles matches on Monday Night Raw. And they were 0 for 3, but, they gave it their best. And I would bet you that's not the last you'll see of those guys on television, on TV wrestling coming up here.
Good. We'll come back to that, and we'll talk some more about the two events coming up here for SCW. But your Dolphins are sitting at the 5. Yesterday, Tua, Serge.
Tungavaloa.
I was going to do it. Just
you
let
did
me
it.
do
You
it.
did it. I heard it.
Tungavaloa.
Close.
What is it? What do you mean?
Tungavailoa.
Tungavailoa.
We should get my student. He actually is from the islands. And he can come in and
what? Just say Tungavailoa over and over again?
He can say whatever you want in a nice island flair.
Whatever we want. Are you sure?
Solomon Tupu.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's your radio show. I don't.
Are you still, Merrick? Do you still want Tua to be a Miami Dolphin?
100% all in on drafting Tua.
Oh, that's sad.
He is injured right now.
Yeah.
And a lot of people like to bring up that he's had numerous injuries throughout his college career.
Was it rotator cuff and now hip? Is that right?
Ankle. I think he had an ankle.
Ankle? Okay.
He had some sort of weird surgery that was like literally invented for him. some sort of ankle braiding or something. I don't know what it's called, threading. Yeah, he's had a few injuries, but football is a tough game. It's a physical sport, and it's hard to predict those things. It's hard to predict when injuries are going to happen. Nobody's injury prone until they are. Nobody's hurt until they are.
Thanks, Booger.
So I mean, but that's true, right?
That poor Booger, man.
No, not that
Booger.
poor Booger.
Well, I mean, so
you
look,
say stupid crap, you deserve to get what's coming to you.
People were heralding Tua as the best college prospect since Andrew Luck. And Andrew Luck was can't miss. You got to draft Andrew Luck. He's the next John Elway. He's and I have a Suck for Luck t-shirt in Miami Dolphins colors because we were definitely part of that race that year too.
Okay.
And then started winning some games on the back end, much like this year.
I think the Bears are just going to tank for Talia.
Maybe, who knows? Maybe unintentionally, the Bears will be tanking for quite a while.
Yeah, they do a lot of unintentional things.
But, Andrew Luck was a can't-miss prospect, and then, he comes into the league. He has multiple injuries. He sits out an entire season due to a shoulder injury that, didn't happen in college. You couldn't predict that was going to happen. And then he retires out of the blue, out of nowhere. And so Andrew Luck, can't-miss prospect. Everybody, would have traded anything in the world to move up to number 1 and draft him instead of letting the Colts do it. And he was supposed to be the real deal, and he never was. So it's really hard to predict these things, but the one thing that you can be certain of is if you pass on this guy, you have 0% chance of being successful at the quarterback position for this draft. So we have 3 first-round draft picks. We have multiple second-round draft picks, third-round draft picks, and that's just this year. We have multiple first-round draft picks next year as well. So if any team can take the risk on Tua Tagovailoa, it's the Miami Dolphins. I'm willing to do it at pick 5, or if we have to, pick 3. We can trade up with the Detroit Lions because there's a lot of connections between the Dolphins front office and the Lions front office. Matt Patricia and Brian Flores, both members of the New England Patriots staff for years. We can trade up with them, and if you look at the chart, that old chart that says what draft picks are worth.
You can trade up to the Giants too because they just hired Joe Judge, who's the wide receivers coach.
And New England, like everyone's been saying all year, the wide receiver really the strong point of that Patriots roster. So.
I mean, it is right. If you can go out every week and get a 5'8" gym rat
slot.
Gym rat whose dad was a high school coach.
We'll see how it goes for them. But
you still holding out?
yeah, no kidding. My dad wasn't a high school coach. That's where the check mark is.
What I'm saying is to trade from 5 to 3. If you go by the old draft chart, would take you a second-round pick. The Dolphins have 2 of those, I believe. So they can give up a second-round pick, move up to number 3. And honestly, like I said, they have 3 first-round picks.
There's no reason to move up.
The reason to move up is if you're afraid somebody else is going to move up. Because a lot of people are saying the Chargers are interested in Tua, and the Chargers pick right behind the Dolphins. So you know what?
There's some mind games going on there too, because it happened to the Bears.
But you know what? You get your guy. If that's your guy, you go get him. Whatever it takes. And I'm 100%
you're going to have
Fitztragic.
Yeah, Josh Rosen and Tua on your roster.
What a perfect spot for him to go to, by the way, because he probably won't be ready to play by the start of the year. He may not be ready to play for the entire year. And the Dolphins have Ryan Fitzpatrick there, who's a great mentor. By all accounts, he was a great leader this year for the Miami Dolphins. He can teach Tua the way to do things the right way. And Tua doesn't have to be rushed into play. He can sit, much like a lot of the successful quarterbacks were able to do. Aaron Rodgers sat for a while. Pat Mahomes sat for an entire year. Tom Brady sat behind Drew Bledsoe for a while. So a lot of these guys
that'll never work out
have an opportunity to sit behind these veteran quarterbacks.
He would have sat for Drew Bledsoe got knocked out of a game against the Jets and ruptured like a spleen or something. I don't know. He had to go in there.
And I was actually
super
stoked.
Imploded.
I was oh yeah, Drew Bledsoe's hurt. That's going to be great for the Dolphins. That was the thing I was most wrong on in my entire life out of anything ever. That was my biggest error. But no, I think Tua is going to be. I think Tua is a great player. If Tua wasn't injured this year, very good chance he goes number 1 instead of Joe Burrow. And we're talking about the Dolphins maybe trading up to try and get Burrow instead. but he did get hurt, and those are legitimate concerns. Anyone who says that they're concerned about Tua because of the injuries, that's a legitimate concern. Those are real concerns there, and I'm not going to discount that. But I just think that the Dolphins have been looking for a franchise quarterback ever since Dan Marino retired. They thought they had it with Ryan Tannehill. They didn't. They let him go. Now he's doing great with Tennessee, so more power to him. They're looking for the guy, and you don't get the guy unless you take some risks sometimes.
All right. I mean, we'll get there. Serge, I feel like you like Tua.
I do. I was actually just kind of reading up on some of those injuries he had because you don't realize how many there actually were. And just because a player has to come out for a play or for a game, they don't often describe the entire injury. They just say ankle injury or knee injury. They don't kind of give you the details yet because they don't want you to worry or see or exaggerate what it might be. But the procedure that they had done,
hasn't Bama been pretty open about it, and the Tua camp been pretty open about the procedure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, the procedure absolutely. It's called tightrope surgery.
Okay,
is what it's called. And instead of putting in metal screws in a high ankle sprain, they put in a stronger suture that heals around it.
Okay.
So I sound pretty smart, don't I?
Yes, you do.
Good job. Yeah, that's why people tune in. Not me.
But the hip stuff, I'm still kind of reading up on. He's still entering the draft, obviously. His hip injury was November 16th. The team surgeon said his prognosis is excellent and predicts a full recovery. So
I like him. He's very accurate with the football. He's accurate on deep throws. He's accurate on the slants. And honestly, if there's one position on the Dolphins that seems to be okay, it is the wide receiver group. So I think he has some playmakers there that can help him out. The Dolphins really need to fortify the offensive line and the defensive line.
You're not going to help him out if he doesn't play, if he sits for a year.
It's perfect because then you get to use your draft picks this year.
Your receivers
to
are
shore
getting
up
a
the
year
line.
older, though, too, by the way.
Well, that's fine. The receivers are really young. Look at who they have. Devontae Parker's young. Jakeem Grant's very young. Alan Hearns is still relatively young. And you have an opportunity to
You're just naming names. Who are these
Albert
guys?
Wilson.
No one.
These are the guys
These are
that
not
defeated
guys that-
Tom Brady and the New England Patriots in
These
Week
guys
17
naming names.
in Foxborough.
These are guys that are just enrolled into Black and Brave Wrestling
Devontae
Academy.
Parker,
is what they're
7
coming up
catches for 160 yards. I think I'm making those
These
numbers
all,
up.
Are these all? Are these all the Patriot slot receivers over the last 10 years?
Well, we'll take them.
Bring
we,
them
already,
back.
we already gave them the best one they ever had in Wes Welker, so maybe we should grab some of theirs.
Wes Welker was really good, but he's not the best they ever had.
Julian Edelman, you
Edelman.
think? They're the same
Julian
player to
Edelman.
me.
They are very, very similar, yes.
Except
Made
you
your
like,
list.
you like Julian?
Yeah, she made Coral's list.
Oh, you have the body issue,
do
did
you like Edelman because of that big bushy beard? But
No,
Wes
because he went to
Welker-
Kent State.
Oh, look at you.
Look
at
that.
Dropping knowledge.
You got a little bit of a Wes Welker vibe, Jay. If you shaved the beard,
It's not
Probably.
a Wes Welker
It's 'cause
vibe.
I'm
It's
short.
a Patriot slot
But also
receiver
yes, I
vibe.
like
It
what
doesn't
you
That's
matter.
what it is.
we're gonna pick you up off the streets.
Yeah.
So, Merrick, did you ever hear that Champ Grind of Edelman song?
That
No.
guy's got a new song, by the way, but now it's
Ian
irrelevant.
Biggs does?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the
your guy.
artist.
Yeah. Chip told me about it, and then I said, Serge will find it, but now it's irrelevant because they're knocked out of the playoffs. But yeah, I guess he had a new one out.
There's no better day in a calendar year than when the Patriots get knocked out of the playoffs. Whether it's, in the regular, playoffs or the Super Bowl, whenever they lose in the playoffs, those are the best days of my calendar year.
All right, so they're knocked out of the playoffs, and you don't have someone to root against. Where do you do? Let's talk about the divisional games.
Okay, let's do it.
What are you looking at now? Saturday.
Are you
Saturday-
talking betting or are you
Well,
just
we'll do
talking
both.
straight
all
up?
right? Who are as far as the games go? Who are you pulling for the rest of the way? What do you see going out of the final 8 teams that are going on?
I'm rooting for the 49ers. George Kittle's
Yes.
a good friend of mine. He's just a great dude. He's the second coming of Gronk. May end up being a better player when it's all said
You
and
and
done.
T-Roy
We'll
paddling
see.
in the same boat. Then
I
You
love
said the
George
same thing.
Kittle.
Me
I'll be
too.
rooting for the 49ers. Do I think they're going to win the Super Bowl? I don't know. If you look at
I can
every
see it.
team, there's so many good teams in the playoffs this year, and it's kind of a crapshoot now. The Patriots are eliminated, so you're like, I could literally see any one of these teams making the Super Bowl. They all have elements that could carry them that far. And some teams are more likely than others, but these are good teams. But
I think with the combination of the Patriots and the Saints out,
right,
those are two big front runners.
So I don't know. I'm rooting for the 49ers. Do I think they'll make it? I don't know. I hope so. They got some tough games coming up. If they get past the Vikings, which I'm hoping they do, and I think they will.
I think they will.
They either play the Packers not on the road. The Packers would need to go to them. Or they play the Seahawks again. And the Seahawks and the Niners those are some rough games. Those are tough. Those are fun, though. I'd love to see an NFC championship.
The Vikings got a
Seahawks.
gift by making that a day game, not a night game, because outdoor, on the road night games, the Vikings, it's really bad. It's something like 1-14 in their last 15. That's even before Cousins got there, obviously. So the Vikings got a gift there. They're playing with house money, right? So
I just really hope that they don't go with purple on purple again. That's hard to watch.
Did you like the Saints white on white?
I didn't hate it as much as the purple on purple.
Apparently, they were trying to wear their Color Rush uniforms, which is like a cream white.
You can say that for Thursday Night Football.
Yeah, see, I like when the Saints go black on black.
Yeah, they look
that
good.
one's sharp. That's cool with their gold helmets.
Yeah.
You think there's like a intimidation factor to that too?
Yeah.
Like team wears all white. I'm familiar with that because the Dolphins do it often.
Oh,
Maybe it's just me
like
as
that.
a jilted
It's
Dolphins fan.
Some little angelic type thing.
They always get smashed.
Yeah.
Yeah. They did. All right, so the 49ers in the NFC. What about the AFC? What are you looking at there?
I don't know if I'm rooting for anyone in particular. Probably the Chiefs, because I did put a futures bet on the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl. But I also put a
And
futures
that's
bet on
gonna
the Saints winning the Super Bowl. And that
You like Baltimore?
That one's done. I do like Baltimore.
Okay.
The defense is really good. Obviously, Lamar Jackson has had a stellar year. If Mark Ingram comes back healthy, that's a tough
Lamar
one to
Jackson
get
has
past.
been the exciting X factor of the league this entire season. He's been so fun to watch. There's no reason not to like the guy unless you're a rival team of some sorts. So,
Yeah, he's been fun to watch and very effective.
Yeah.
MVP most likely. And
it's a lock.
they have home field advantage throughout the playoffs. So that's going to be a tough one for anybody heading out there. So I could definitely see Ravens, Niners, Super Bowl rematch of the night the lights went out in the Superdome.
Yeah, I honestly don't want to see a complete chalk Super Bowl, 1 versus 1.
I'm just happy the Patriots are going to be in it. That's literally.
But
all
I'm
I care
worried about the Packers getting into the Super Bowl.
You think that they can do it?
What do you mean you're worried?
Because I don't believe in them. And I'm
You're
sorry
worried-
to all the Packer fans out there.
You're worried that they're going to make it to the Super Bowl
And
they
then
get
just
crushed?
get smashed.
And then just get like,
Yeah.
What would be
trucked.
absolutely hilarious about that?
well,
I just want to see a good game.
yeah, I guess.
So, doesn't it? The Packers won a lot of games this year, but doesn't it feel like they just completely overachieved and that they're not
Yes.
quite on that level?
It-
They're a
yes.
young team outside of
Saying it
Rodgers.
since like week 15 that I was like, when they were sitting at a 2, I was like, this is a soft 2. They're a
Rookie-
soft 2.
Rookie
seed.
head coach.
LaFleur.
But that's also a tough place to go and win, especially this time of year. So we'll
I don't
see.
know. I think that home field thing is kind of going to the wayside. Green Bay still got it. I don't think there's as many home field advantages out there anymore. I think Green Bay's got it. I don't know if Seattle has it anymore.
No, we've said how that's not their 12th man is not a thing anymore, but
Mile High.
Well, you know who
Would be
does have
place-
it in this round is the Chiefs.
Yes,
You're
Chiefs
taking,
have it.
You're taking a dome
Arrowhead's
team in
good,
the
yeah.
Texans, taking them up to Arrowhead, one of the loudest stadiums in the league. I think that's a true home field advantage this weekend.
The Texans did beat the Chiefs 34-31 this year.
They did. Was Mahomes in that game?
That's a good question.
I was trying to remember that earlier today, and I don't know for certain.
You could probably go back and
If
look at the box
Mahomes
score.
was in the game, he was either a little banged up because remember he got like hurt, but then kept
Yeah.
playing, but then got
Oh, yeah,
really
yeah.
hurt. So he was either banged up or just coming back
Yeah,
from
that
injury.
ankle taped up. I thought that was earlier in the season.
no, he just came back that game.
That was his first game back. Mm-hmm. So
He went 36 for 50 with 446 yards, 3 touchdowns.
What?
Yeah, so it wasn't his
36
fault.
for 50 with how many yards? 440 yards
446.
That's incredible.
and 5 touchdowns.
3.
First game back from injury, so he didn't lose that one for him.
No,
and their
he did
defense,
not.
the Chiefs' defense has gotten much better on the second half of the year.
But if we did break this down yesterday, if you look like their last 6 games, they didn't really play anybody. You can't take anything away from that, though.
So if you look at it in terms of gambling, on the betting lines, so you think the Packers are pretenders. So they're 4-point favorites right now.
Seattle's got one loss on the road.
And the Seahawks are plus 170.
Seahawks have tied for the most one-score wins since the 2015 Broncos. I'm taking the Seahawks plus the points.
You're not going to take them on the money line?
I don't know. I don't think so, no.
I think I am.
Okay.
I think I'm going to do it.
I like where your head's at.
I've had a lot of success with betting with the Seahawks this year. So I think I'm just going to roll with it again. Although I did not like how they performed against the Eagles and Josh McCown.
Well, I mean, have you seen that guy play basketball?
No.
That was an incredible video package. Yeah, that guy's an athlete.
He's very tall.
Yeah, he's an athlete. He put it all out there.
Maybe he could play wide receiver for the Patriots.
He probably could. All right, so Seahawks, I see
big.
what you're doing there.
So let's just go down the list then.
Sure.
Texans, Chiefs. Chiefs are 9.5-point favorites right now. You think they cover that?
Yes. No, I like the points as well.
You like the points there? Houston with the points. I think I also actually literally typed it out because I tried to go to the casino today to make a bet, but their sports book doesn't open until 1 p.m. It used to open at 11, so I was sad. So, yeah, actually I also had Texans plus the points.
Then you go to Saturday's games?
How do you feel about maybe buying a point and getting Texans plus 10.5 there? That way you still cover if the Chiefs do win by 10.
No, you're paying more juice, though.
I think it takes it from minus 110 to like minus 140. It's not a lot. If you're paying like $3 maybe on a $10 bet. So, yeah, I'll also take Texans plus the points. And then you go Titans, Ravens. Ravens are a 9.5-point favorite, same as the Chiefs. And I think I like that one. I think I'm taking the Ravens.
I like the Ravens here, too, to cover.
I think Tennessee is a fun team, but Tannehill looked really bad.
I like on Saturday. I like to give up the points. On Sunday, I like to take the points. I'll take the 49ers covering against the Vikings. Yeah, the 6.5.
Yeah, maybe. What did I put for that one? I didn't. What am I? I think I just. Oh yeah, I was putting a parlay together. I just took the Niners on the money line there.
The only thing that is the red flag is that San Francisco is 3-4-1 against the spread at home.
They play nothing but one-score games either. That's why that 7 points scares me a little bit.
Okay.
I think that's why I had them on the money line in my parlay. I just wanted to get something in there for that. But I was scared to do the full 7. Maybe 6.5, but 7's a little much.
The statistics show things that divisional round dogs are 34-24 against the spread, so they've covered 60% of the time since 2003, and also it's been profitable to bet against teams coming off a bye. So the teams coming off a bye have gone 43-52 against the spread to bet against them. They have teams coming off the bye have only covered 43 times.
So that would bode well for the Texans covering.
Yes,
but not so much if you're taking the Niners and the
not
Ravens.
if you want to give up the points. But again, that's it.
I really like to know if Mark Ingram's going to play. They're saying he's going to play, but they also signed a running back off their practice squad.
Oh, okay.
So that gives me pause.
All right. Serge stepped out real quick, but we got to take a break, our second break of the hour. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about the NFL. And then we've got all kinds of little bits of things to talk about all over the sports world. But I want to remind you guys, it's getting to be that time of year again. It's time to start thinking about new year and hitting the gym. The Bednorf Life Fitness Center has everything you need for a new you and a new year. No matter what your age, you most likely heard many times that exercise is good for you, and it's the truth. Being fit enhances your physical appearance, and more importantly, it makes you feel great. Getting the right amount of exercise increases energy levels and can even help improve your mood. Enjoy activities like tennis, running up and down the basketball court, doing sprints on the track, or swimming in the pool. No matter what your workout routine involves, The Fit has a gym complete with everything you'll need to feel great, get strong, and live long. go check out their webpage at lifefitnesscenter.org. They're on Facebook and Instagram as well at BetLFC. You can stop in and take a tour at 2222 Middle Road in Bettendorf. You guys know me. You guys know I go to the Fit. I've been a member since, I think they opened their doors in 83, and I think I was a member since 84. Took some time off in college, sometimes when I lived in the Twin Cities, but they're going to have to lock those doors to keep me out. I love it there, and if you join there, I think now you can join there. You can maybe see me between 8 and 9:30 in the morning weekdays. We can say hi to each other on the laps or walking around. So you guys, we'll be right back after this break.
Hey, this is Goose, PA announcer for the Quad City Storm, and you're listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
ESPN 1170 AM.
The Eagles have returned to the Quad Cities, and that means Bald Eagle Days. Sponsored by Arconic and Modern Woodmen of America, returns to the QCCA Expo Center January 10th, 11th, and 12th. You'll find lots of exhibits, displays, and shows. Along with eagles, you'll see wolves, plus incredible bats. And Bubba, the 10-foot alligator, is back on Saturday only for his final appearance before he retires to Florida. Get up close and personal with eagles and animals at the stage shows, or take a free Audubon bus tour to see the eagles feeding on the Mississippi in their natural habitat. It's not only educational, it's fun for the whole family. Use the free parking and shuttle from the 7th Street and 3rd Avenue Rock Island parking ramp. Tickets are just $6 for adults, $1 for kids, and free for children under 6. Friday, all kids under 16 are free. Bald Eagle Days, Friday, January 10th, Saturday, January 11th, and Sunday, January 12th at the QCCA Expo Center, Rock Island. Sponsored by Arconic and Modern Woodmen. Advanced tickets are available online at QCCAExpoCenter.com.
It's Putt-A-Round time. Get your foursome together for the 15th annual Big Brothers Big Sisters Putt-A-Round. Over 20 custom-built holes transform the River Center into the most innovative mini golf course ever. Only $30 per person and great for any skill level. Register at puttaround.org before January 17th to be entered into a Quad City staycation giveaway. The 15th annual Big Brothers Big Sister Putt-A-Round, sponsored by Wells Fargo and the Quad City Area Realtors, January 29th through the 31st at the River Center in Davenport. Sign up today.
Score a touchdown on your next new or used purchase at Sexton Ford. With a huge selection of new Ford cars and trucks, you'll feel like you've entered the big game each and every time. You'll be treated like a pro player from sales to service, auto body to parts. Sexton also has a strong bench of mildly used vehicles too. Why wait? The game's on at Sexton Ford in Moline.
Oh yeah, Sexton Ford is the talk of the town.
Back by popular demand, Gobo Productions presents One Night of Queen. Since forming in 2002, Gary Mullen and the Works have performed to sellout audiences all over the world. And now they're back in the USA for a brand new tour. One Night of Queen is a spectacular live concert recreating the look, sound, and showmanship of arguably the greatest rock band of all time. You'll hear classic Queen numbers including We Will Rock You, Fat Bottom Girls, Another One Bites the Dust, Bohemian Rhapsody, and We Are the Champions. One Night of Queen, performed by Gary Mullen and the Works. This show will rock you.
Coming to the TaxSlayer Center March 18th. Tickets are on sale now at the TaxSlayer Center box office and Ticketmaster.com. Presented by Town Square Media.
ESPN 1170 AM is the Quad Cities sports leader and your home of the local sports show. Don't hassle us, we're local. Listen for a chance to win everything from tickets to free food. Every time you win and pick up your prize at the ESPN 1170 AM Pepsi ticket window, we'll give you a free Pepsi for the road as well. It's like winning twice. Get more chances to win by downloading the ESPN 1170 AM app or by going to ESPN1170am.com.
With the loss of a loved one, planning a fitting service can be a real challenge. At Whelan Presley Funeral Homes and Crematory, with our personalized service and attention to detail, you can be confident the service will be everything you wished for. We've been serving families in our area for generations. We would be privileged to serve yours too. Whelan Presley Funeral Homes and Crematory, Rock Island, Milan, Reynolds, and the Knox Chapel.
Golick and Wingo in the morning. Dan Lebitard when you get to work. Don't hassle us, we're local for lunch. Spend your day with a Quad City sports leader, ESPN 1170 AM.
Welcome back to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local here on ESPN 1170, brought to you by Done Right TV and Security, live in the Hassle Castle. We've got Coral in from 7G, Merrick's in, Serge is over there on the Harrington's Pub Facebook comment thread. Want to remind everybody that tonight, doors open at 5:15. Wrestling starts at 6. It's going to be the Junior Pioneer Wrestling Club versus the Bettendorf Wrestling Club. This is they do this every year. It's to help the Love Help Project, and you can go to lovehelpproject.org.
Is that fake stuff, Jay?
No, this is these kids are not. There's going to be no chair shots. There's not going to be anything like that. Also want to remind everybody that this meet is also being supported by Godfathers on 1347 Avenue of the Cities in East Moline. So what they do is they just take kids from each of the programs, match them up by weight, and then we're going to put it on Facebook Live. So we get to call it. It's not like calling a match like your guys do. It's more like
it could be.
It really could be. Depending on excited.
You know how to do it. I know you know.
Yeah. Admission for the event is $2 per person, but you can get a family of 4 for $5. And also, there's cash donations are welcome. There's concessions. It's a lot of fun. I did it last year. I got to call it. This year, my 8-year-old's going to be wrestling, so I get to drop fun facts about him, I guess, as wrestling, because I don't know around a lot of the other kids. So we'll see. I don't think he's too excited about it, but that's all right. He was at wrestling practice last night. They announced that the meet was going to be happening there over at I said it before, Seton Catholic School at 1314 17th Avenue, Moline. And the coach was talking to him. We're going to match you up. And then my son Beef came over and said, "Hey, quick question." I said, "Yeah, what's up, buddy?" And he said, "Am I doing that meet tomorrow?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Aw." And then that changed his attitude for a little bit for practice. And then I asked him later. I said, "What was going on?" He's like, I really just like the tournaments. I wasn't ready. I wasn't prepared for a duel." And I'm like, "Yeah, knock it off. You're going to be fine." Also tonight, Iowa's going to be playing Nebraska at Nebraska. This will be at 8:07 Central Time. So Iowa's 10-4 on the year. Nebraska's 6-8. Both are 1-2 in Big Ten play. This concludes a stretch of playing 8 of 10 games away for Iowa, dating back to November 28th. The Hawkeyes have traveled over 8,000 miles and played in 3 different time zones in the last 6 weeks. We talked about it yesterday. 8 of Iowa's last 9 games have played against teams in the top 90 of the NCAA net ratings, and Iowa posted a 5-3 record. And then Joe Toussaint was just named Big Ten Freshman of the Week after the Penn State game when he scored a personal bet, 18 points. He had 4 assists also and 2 steals. And Luka Garza right now currently has 315 points, and they are the most through the first 14 games for a Hawkeye since Fred Brown's 394 and then 1970-1971 season.
And Iowa, they're 8-point favorites, Jay.
Oh, good. That's a good stat.
So what are you taking there?
Oh, that's a great. Do you know what I really think? I think in-game live betting, and I think Iowa's going to come out slow, and I think you can get Iowa at less than that. And if you can bet in-game live, if you have the app, I would take that. I think Iowa's going to start off slow.
Interesting.
That's my opinion, and I think Iowa will cover that. I think if you can get it down to 4.5 or 5, they'll make a comeback.
It's a 7 o'clock start time?
I've got 8:07 Central.
Oh, all right.
But I could be wrong.
No, I think you're right. I think my phone said Central, and I assumed it was Eastern.
Oh. All right. Like I said, Iowa's 4 defeats have come to teams with a combined 49-9 record. DePaul, San Diego State, Michigan, and Penn State are the 4 losses. And currently, Texas Tech is number 12. Iowa beat them earlier in the season. Okay, so we're talking about the NFL. And we talked a little bit about the draft, what's coming up. I got a little draft trivia for you guys.
Oh.
A game. I'm going to fail.
Well,
fun.
Coral, I totally thought you were going to nail this, so I don't like your attitude. We talked about the draft, and we talked about Tua, okay? So, 2 SEC quarterbacks are expected to be first-round picks in the upcoming NFL draft. Burrow and Tua Tagovailoa. Yeah. Who was the last SEC quarterback to be drafted in the first round?
Tim Tebow.
He was not drafted in the first round.
Yes, he was.
Okay, well, he's not the last one to be drafted in the first round.
Yes, I remember that. I was very excited.
He's not the last one, though.
Are you talking like they graduated, or that was the last team they played for? Are we talking transfers?
He was drafted
here?
in 2014, the last SEC quarterback to be drafted in the first round.
Johnny Manziel?
It is Johnny Manziel.
Good job.
Very good.
Yes.
I knew that.
Did you?
No.
Good for you, Coral.
I just wanted to say Tim Tebow.
All right. So
Tebow was the 25th pick of the first round.
I was just happy for him. I don't know. And that was when McDaniels was the head coach, correct?
Of Cleveland?
No, Denver.
Oh, what do you? I'm sorry. I'm thinking. Too busy thinking about.
You just
I'm too
automatically think he went to Cleveland.
No, I'm too busy thinking about. I'm too busy. Yeah.
Well,
thinking about,
they can get him
Denver,
if they want him. They're the only team without a head coach.
All right. We talked about the NFL, and
Was that the last of the trivia?
that was the last trivia.
Oh, man.
That was it.
I'm going to. I want to gauge your guys' temperature on some things here, and it has to do with something that's going to be starting in 1 month.
XFL?
There you go, the XFL.
Okay.
I don't think there's many people in the Quad City area who bang the drum harder for alternative football.
So Brebner and I were actually already talking about this on the chat line, but go ahead.
Yes.
Hi, Andy.
The XFL has included more than 24 changes to the conventional approach of pro football, and they're letting out some specifics this week. You guys tell me what you guys think about some of these, okay? The 8 teams are starting training camp, and we'll start to learn more and more, and we'll reach out to people. But
Before you get into this, Stocking predicted that it would last a year, and then it would fall apart, but it would last for the full year.
So 8 months.
So aren't they on some like 2-year contract though?
It could be, but I mean,
okay. I don't know if that's going to matter.
So here's some aspects of the game that led to some changes. All right. So here's what we're going to look at first: a kickoff designed to discourage touchbacks and increase the likelihood of a return. The ball will be kicked off from the 30, but the coverage and blocking teams will line up at the receiving team's 35 and 30-yard lines, respectively. Only the kicker and the returner can move up until the ball is caught, or 3 seconds after it hits the ground. That is a touchback.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi.
A touchback will be spotted at the 35-yard line. Kicks out of bounds will be at the 45. All right, so let's break this down. All right. The defense starts on the team's 35-30, on the receiving teams. The kicker and the returner can only move, only the kicker and the returner can move until the ball is caught. So the guy is kicking it from behind, all right, the kicker is, and the returner's back. It's not until it's caught that you can then take off running. So you're not going at a full speed to hit somebody.
Okay.
The other thing is what you just said, Serge. It hits the ground. Who's the guy?
Will they have like a whistle that's like, all right, you can go get it now?
Is there a second whistle or a horn?
There'll be an official. Something.
Yeah.
There'll be
like a second.
There has to be some
and
sort of.
You said you can't start moving until 3 seconds after it hits the ground?
Yep,
Correct.
that's right.
Yep.
What?
That's so weird.
Okay.
That's so
What
weird.
that's doing is it's stopping which the XFL, by the way. You guys remember how they used to start where they put a ball in the middle and then they ran into
Bring that back.
So, all right, that one's interesting. I think if we are anticipating a problem, it's the second whistle, right?
I don't think it's going to be a problem. I think it's just going to be the same as a shot clock in basketball and play clock. I think
as long as everyone's clear on the rule and how it's going to be enforced, which you never know.
So all of these rules, first of all, are meant to focus on speed of the game, to make the game go faster and be more entertaining. And they said that they really tried to actually listen to the fans of what the fans want. They didn't want to change the game completely. They want to take an already great game and make it better. Okay, so again, I think I sound smart here because I think I'm pretty well versed on this.
I would like them to just do the old XFL. I just like the old XFL.
What about it?
No, you don't.
I like the promos in the locker room.
No, you don't.
I like the cheerleaders.
Dating the wrestlers. No, you don't. This is a completely different entity.
What's in that synergy over there? That ain't just kombucha, is it?
I would like. I want the instead of the corn flips. Yeah.
I know what that is. I love that stuff.
Okay.
The way you pronounced it was funny.
More special teams.
Kombucha.
More special teams?
More special teams rules. Players can't leave the line of scrimmage on punts until after the kick.
Okay. again, the two kicking things here, because the kicking that they took out of the game is the extra point. They don't have a kicking extra point option anymore.
We'll get to that.
Okay, but the kicking
That's
for
actually next.
punts and kickoffs, it's going to look. I have to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you can explain it to me all you want.
I think that punt one might end up being a problem. I think people are just going to kick the ball out of bounds because if you can't start pursuing the returner until he catches the ball, he's going to run like 35 yards before anyone gets close to him.
Okay, players can't leave the line of scrimmage or on punts until after the kick. Any kicks that go into the end zone or out of bounds will be marked at the 35-yard line or wherever the ball went out of bounds.
Well, never mind.
Whichever is better for the receiving
and
team.
think though, you can't just pursue him, but his team can't go set up and block yet either.
What a weird.
The
rule.
idea is to
I just have to see it
discourage.
first.
Yeah, if the idea is to discourage fair catches and coffin corner kicks,
Okay.
while providing more incentive to go for it on fourth down. What
Yeah,
you're saying, and with this day and age, why can't you, with all the digital packages, just like you said, I'd like to see it, instead of just releasing a list of 12 things to ESPN.com, why wouldn't you just release it on your web? You know how many hits clicks you'd get if you just had digital
demo.
guys, and show exactly what it is?
Like we could do it like right here. Like we could get up and reenact this and play this out for them to not. I think they're missing the
got
boat here,
bad
Jay. I
news.
think you're right. What's that?
I got bad knees.
I don't appreciate what's going on with
Yeah, I'm
Merrick.
not
I
saying
know
we're
what
the
he's doing over
healthiest bunch
here.
here.
Merrick's selling something over here, and I'm not
Two of
buying
you are
it. I know
hammered.
what's
Two of
going
us
on.
are injured.
I know what's
Why
going on.
not just eliminate punts altogether? You just got to go for it on fourth down.
No, you got to have a reason because. No, you got to have something else.
Okay, now we move on to the score after touchdown.
Okay.
There are three options: a 1-point play from the 2-yard line, a 2-point play from the 3-yard line, or a 3-point play from the 10-yard line. There is no option to kick an extra point. I'll start.
You want to know what this reminds me of? The MTV Rock and Jock basketball game where you
absolutely.
go-
Screw it. Just bring
Coral,
that back. That was awesome.
Do you know what that is?
Rock and Jock?
It was like
Well, I think
MTV.
they
It was
are.
like
What do you think?
it was like a celebrity basketball game for charity that was on MTV back in the day called Rock and Jock, and there were certain spots in the court that instead of being worth just 2 or 3 points,
like a
3-point line,
10-pointer.
there was a 10-pointer line. There's a basket that came down that was like 20 feet
Yeah,
high.
you jump off
1998.
you jump off a trampoline to dunk.
There's a YouTuber that did something like that, I think 2 years ago, and they raised
Dude,
like $2 million.
Rock and Jock was so cool, and then they had celebrities. Yes, it was.
Yes, it was.
They had celebrities in the
was that
game. It was fun. You know what they
Dan
should do
something?
instead of
Dan Cortez.
Thank you. Jeez.
instead of the extra point? Remember the Pro Bowl skills challenge where they drop a football from a crane?
Yeah.
And you had to like risk your life to catch it because it was traveling like 100 miles an hour. They should do that again.
All right.
Oh, Jay, this goes back to like 92 and 93.
All right, so 1-point play from the 2-yard line, 2-point play from the 3-yard line, or 3-point play
Why
from the
is
10-yard
1
line.
yard? Is anyone going to go for a 1-point play?
That's exactly
Like-
what Bredmer said on here too. Is why go for 1 when 2 is 1 yard back further?
I love this so much. I don't like that. I'm telling you what, I love the idea of sitting with anybody, hopefully you guys, and just being like, putting up 2. And then be like, no.
Go for
Go
it.
10.
Oh,
Go
all the-
10. Just yelling with your buddies.
All the armchair coaches. No, why would he go for 2?
Yeah.
Well, it's clearly that their run game is going to be stronger.
The
if they go for
percentages
1.
show
Shut
that if you go for 1, and they
Here's the
start
deal.
doing the analytics, this is awesome.
But do you remember the AAF offenses? Those
No.
were not very proficient offenses. So maybe going for
No, 'cause it lasted
the
8
2
weeks.
Exactly, because the offenses were awful. You'd watch a whole game and there'd be like 4 completed passes.
Sloppy.
Okay, overtime. Each team will get 5 single-play possessions from the 5-yard line, much like a shootout in soccer, right? Okay, each team will get 5 single-play possessions from the 5-yard line. If the game is still tied at that point, the rotating possessions will continue until there is a winner. The XFL hopes that overtimes will be rare, in part because of the multiple options for points after touchdowns. So that makes sense. But you each get 5 chances.
Maybe they
From the
should do
5-yard line.
like a joust. Like the quarterback
But it's single play.
gets on the running back's back and then he has... That would be fun.
Well, you know what? I would like that better than a coin toss.
Yeah.
I still would. It's the dumbest thing ever.
The chicken fight, right?
Still more athletic than a coin toss.
Like you'd play in the pool. They should do that.
Thumb wrestle.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, man. You see the size of that guy's thumbs?
There is.
Okay.
So here, Coral,
you know what they say about big
You
thumbs.
laugh, but think about this. So we're talking about the overtime to start a football game and the overtime rules in the NFL, a professional sport. They flip a coin to decide who gets the better chance at winning.
We want the ball and we're gonna score.
Like you should play rock paper scissors. I said all weekend.
That'd be fun too.
Still
I
more-
would watch rock, paper, scissors.
Yes,
Or
want to know
flippy
what?
cup?
That'd be more athletic than a coin toss.
Beer pong.
No, arm wrestle.
Sure,
Thumb wrestle.
sure.
The
Bring it on.
Seahawks would
All
be
more
undefeated.
athletic than a coin toss. All are not games of just chance. Sorry, I'll calm down.
How about nothing but onside
Kind of funny
kicks?
when you get riled up.
Well, because it's just something that bugs me, and that everybody just turns and looks the other way.
What are the onside kick rules, Jay? Can you run?
We're not even
We're not even close to that
close
yet.
to getting
Oh,
there.
we still got to get to the double forward pass.
A rule that allows
Oh,
2 forward passes on one
baby.
play, providing that the first doesn't go past the line of scrimmage.
What?
The purpose is to encourage creative trick plays without the risk of losing possession of a lateral or backward
All right,
pass.
Jay, let me pause you here. Mm-hmm. I want you to keep going and explain
No,
this
that's
further
fine, yeah.
again. But my only issue with all of these rule changes are you are taught a sport your entire life. You are taught the rules. The rules are drilled into your head. You learn these rules. You memorize these rules. You practice these rules. You play
Okay.
these rules. And all of a sudden you get to another league and they're like, whole thing's changed.
Well, the trick play thing, and I think it's also, let's just say,
You know how the basketball hoop used to be 10 feet your entire life at every level of
Yeah.
sport? Well, now it's going to be 12 and it's sideways.
I see your point, but also like
Good luck.
you come up with a trick play, and you're playing backyard football with your kid, and then all of a sudden someone's like, "No, it's a forward pass."
I would
It is-
I would say to have my dad come in on this show because I think he'd have a really good perspective being coaching for so many years. But my one fear is we'd bring him in here for the show. We'd fly him up from Florida, wine and dine, and bring him in, and he'd go, "I don't like it."
1 foot inbounds for possession.
All right.
We all know what that is, but the thing is basically it's
I'm reading the comments here.
it's to help for unbraced falls. So when you put 2 feet in, you're more likely to fall. One, you can keep it in. So it's for player safety. All right, a total of 9 officials on the field. Here's what's more important, okay? Total of 9 officials on the field, one of whom will be dedicated solely to spotting the ball to minimize downtime between plays. They have an XFL head of officiating. It's Dean Blandino. For those of you who watch the NFL, that's a lot of time Fox goes to and says, we're going to New York to see Dean Blandino. He
Wasn't
just
he
got
the guy who got it wrong every time, or no? That was a different dude.
Yeah, they just named. 2 days ago just named him
Someone's in a
XFL head
tag
of
team
officiating.
match.
Yeah. Let's do this.
There's a video official who can intervene on significant non-reviewable plays.
That's not fun stuff. Go back to the double forward pass. I want to break this down more.
You can you can allow they allow offensive linemen up to 2 yards downfield when a pass is thrown.
Instead of 1. That's gonna revolutionize the game.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna use my hookup to get some tickets for these games.
They're hoping to tweak the
Pretty sure you can
game
just walk
time
right
to
up.
2 hours and 45 minutes. They include running a game clock that won't stop after incomplete passes or when players go out of bounds, except inside of 2 minutes in each half. And there's a 10-minute
I like
halftime. 2 timeouts per team per half, no coin tosses. The home team will always make the choice to kick, receive, or defer to start the game. The visitors will make that choice to start overtime. So you don't like the one thing you really don't like is the 2 passes.
No, I love it.
Okay.
I
But
think it's gonna be
think-
interesting.
But the irony, my point was the irony of all these different rules that go against everything you've ever been taught. This is worse than, this has more rule changes than a backyard football game.
Love it.
Between all of us.
Did the teams get these rules prior to them being released to the public? Like,
Well,
did
they're
these
starting.
players
They're starting
know?
training camp now,
And then when do the games start?
February 8th.
So less than a month? You have less than a month to relearn football.
We just learned it right now.
We
Yeah,
just
but we
learned it
can't
right
play
now.
We just learned it right now.
We can't play it.
The kick, the special teams is special teams.
Well, in stadium to stadium, like one stadium might have like a first down marker. The other one, it might be that red tree up there on the right.
Right. That's fun. That'd be good.
You got to make it to the street sign and back for a first down.
Like instead of like us playing, like game off, hang on. All right, game back on. Go ahead. Just kidding. Car.
Mom made pizza rolls. Halftime.
I gotta go.
You're interested. You're interested though, right?
I'm gonna watch it. I'm just a glutton for football in any
No, I'm
form
gonna
or
watch.
fashion.
I'm gonna watch the heck out of this. This is gonna be fun.
It is. We'll dive in with the same amount of
Whatever
excitement as we did the AAF. We'll get a hold of some people. We'll get some beat writers.
Will the sports book, will Elite have XFL lines, you think?
I'll tell you this, Serge. Pull up the first. Can you pull up the first week of the XFL for me?
Okay.
All right. I'll tell you the lines right now.
Oh, you're gonna predict the lines?
Yeah, I'm gonna predict the lines right now.
Wow.
You ready?
Yeah. Are you?
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm positive. I'm ready with this.
Do you have these rosters memorized at this point?
Not at all. I even forgot who the coaches
All
are.
right,
I know
Jay.
this St. Louis Battlehawks coach.
Saturday, February 8th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time.
Oh no, I have a show that day.
It's
I'm
1
gonna
p.m.
miss
here.
this.
Seattle at DC.
Seattle at DC.
Wait, did you have written down the teams that we picked a couple weeks ago?
T-Roy probably does. Seattle at DC. Seattle Dragons versus the DC Defenders.
I think
Sure.
I said Dragons.
DC
It
minus
sounded
3.
Game of Thronesy.
DC minus 3.
That's my guess. Move on.
Okay.
There's no lines out yet.
Are there gonna be lines? You think, like for week
There's
one?
yes, there's going to be lines.
All right,
I'm gonna
the
put
5
all my
o'clock
money on
game.
those lines because
The 5 o'clock game. Okay.
Okay. So they're going 2 games on Saturday, 2 games on Sunday. The same thing that the AAF.
Of course. Sure.
Nice.
LA at Houston.
All right. The Houston Renegades. And the
sounds
LA.
right.
LA, I forget.
LA, I forgets.
Okay. Houston minus 3.
Are you just gonna do this across the board?
It's the LA. Oh, Jay! How can we forget
He
LA's
might throw
mascot?
1.5 in
It's
there.
the Wildcats.
Wildcats.
Very creative name there.
Still Houston minus 3.
Where'd they come up with that?
Because all the Wildcats on the mean streets of Los
Did
Angeles.
you see over the weekend that there's no professional teams until now? There's like a lacrosse named after a dog. There's no Greyhounds, Bulldogs, or anything like that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And even
All
though
right,
the Browns have
Bloodhounds.
a dog as a mascot, it doesn't count.
What else we got?
Tampa Bay at New York on Sunday.
New York.
Screw Tampa Bay.
I forget. Generals Tampa Bay.
Is it
at-
Guardians?
Guardians. At which Tampa Bay's at?
No, it's at New York. So Tampa Bay.
Okay. New York minus 3.
So it's New York Guardians.
New York Guardians.
And what did we say the Tampa Bay was?
They're
The Vipers.
the Vipers.
Just
And then finally the St. Louis Battlehawks.
Uh-huh.
My team.
Against the Dallas Renegades.
Dallas Renegades.
Also,
Okay.
Houston-
Which one? Who's the home team?
Houston, they're the
Dallas.
Outlaws, huh?
Dallas. Dallas
No,
minus 3.
they're the Roughnecks.
Houston Roughnecks. That's a good one. And they look like the Houston Oilers. That's why actually
Yeah.
I got a sweet spot for the Houston Roughnecks, by the way, because I like that Oiler kind of throwback. But because of Chuck Long being a coach,
I kind of like the Vipers.
I
I don't like the Dragons.
I like the Battlehawks.
yeah.
don't
Anyway,
remember
That's gonna
what
be
I
that's so they said that was a big controversy right away with them being the Hawks is Battle Hawks. It sounds too much like Black Hawks, which is the St. Louis Blues rival.
Right. Yeah. Whatever.
Well-
They'll have to deal with it for 8 months, and then they'll never remember it again.
that's what I really think. I think they're going to open up at 3 minus 3 across the board. I guess you'd have to look at coaching and who the quarterback is and whatnot. And,
Landry Jones was the first overall pick, right?
yeah, he was.
Who did he go to? L.A.
I don't know. I really don't. This is like something we'll dive into later. To be honest with you, it's
Have a deep dive, full 2-hour episode covering
Oh,
the
Jay, you
XFL.
gotta,
be
you
all
gotta
over
go.
it.
You gotta go to the XFL shop and get you some gear.
love it. I never did get it, but they were always sold out of
it's
my
expensive.
my Orlando Apollo stuff. They were always sold out of. So
My buddy definitely has a Chicago
were they?
Enforcers jersey.
I mean, they got
Okay.
jerseys for $80 or an authentic
No.
game jersey for $225.
no.
That's-
no.
Nope, they can
Asinine.
kick rocks.
Okay,
No, no,
let's get. Well, Cora, we'll get you the youth sub replica jersey for $75.
No.
I can fit a Youth XL.
We're gonna have to take a break. When we come back, we got to talk about sign stealing and the Major League Baseball. We got to talk about Shaq saying that him and Kobe would beat Anthony Davis and LeBron in a game in 2-on-2, and then Coral and I we got some recap to do.
Oh yeah.
Do you want the latest in TV and security technology but don't know where to start? Call Done Right TV and Security Solutions, your Dish premier local retailer, to get started today. They'll take the guesswork out of choosing the latest smart home technology with your budget in mind. Dish has been a leader of technology for years, and the Hopper Smart HD DVR interacts with your smart speaker to change channels, pause, and fast forward with just the sound of your voice. Sign up today and receive a Nest doorbell system free courtesy of Done Right. So call 866-84-RIGHT today and let Done Right provide local professional installation with personal service that's trusted by thousands of business and homeowners in the Quad Cities. Restrictions apply. It requires an internet-connected Hopper. That's Done Right TV and Security, 866-84-RIGHT.
This 6FL is going to be something special.
This is Josh Sides, head coach, St. Ambrose University Esports. You're listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
ESPN 1170 AM.
At Casey's, we're not just here for our town. We're here for our schools. Introducing new Casey's Rewards, the new rewards program from Casey's that lets you turn your purchases into donations to your school. Sign up in the Casey's app and earn points you can turn into school donations, Casey's Cash, or fuel discounts. New Casey's Rewards. Points for school, points for you, points for fuel, points for good.
It's putt around time. Get your foursome together for the 15th annual Big Brothers Big Sisters Putt Around. Over 20 custom built holes transform the River Center into the most innovative mini golf course ever. Only $30 per person and great for any skill level. Register at puttaround.org before January 17th to be entered into a Quad City staycation giveaway. The 15th annual Big Brothers Big Sister Putt Around, sponsored by Wells Fargo and the Quad City Area Realtors, January 29th through the 31st at the River Center in Davenport. Sign up today.
Back by popular demand, Gobo Productions presents One Night of Queen. Since forming in 2002, Gary Mullen and the Works have performed to sell-out audiences all over the world. And now they're back in the USA for a brand new tour. One Night of Queen is a spectacular live concert recreating the look, sound, and showmanship of arguably the greatest rock band of all time. You'll hear classic Queen numbers including We Will Rock You, Fat Bottom Girls, Another One Bites the Dust, Bohemian Rhapsody, and We Are the Champions. One Night of Queen, performed by Gary Mullen and the Works. This show will rock you.
Coming to the TechSlayer Center March 18th. Tickets are on sale now at the TechSlayer Center box office and Ticketmaster.com. Presented by Town Square Media.
So you're what they call an industrial athlete, but this ain't no gym. You're working hard. You got the right tools to get the job done? Would you play football and roller skates? I don't think so. So if your gear is beat up, tore up, all around mucked up, come on in and boot up at Quad City Safety, 5311 Tremont Avenue, Davenport. Or check us out at quadcitysafety.com.
ESPN 1170 AM is the Quad Cities sports leader and your home of the local sports show Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. Listen for a chance to win everything from tickets to free food. Every time you win and pick up your prize at the ESPN 1170 AM Pepsi ticket window, we'll give you a free Pepsi for the road as well. It's like winning twice. Get more chances to win by downloading the ESPN 1170 AM app or by going to ESPN1170am.com.
Sheedy Family Chiropractic is your choice for chiropractic care in the Quad Cities. Chronic problems, joint pain, or recent injury, don't let pain slow you down. Sheedy Family Chiropractic in Davenport can help decrease your pain and improve range of motion, keeping your busy life moving. Same-day appointments available most days for new patients and $20 sports physicals. Call today or visit SheedyChiro.com. That's SHEEDY Chiro.com. Sheedy Family Chiropractic, getting you back to work, play, and life.
From the Sheedy Family Chiropractic Studios, this is the Quad Cities sports leader, ESPN 1170 AM, KBOB, Davenport.
Welcome back to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. Here on ESPN 1170, we're live in the Hassle Castle, brought to you by Done Right TV and Security. Coral's in from 7G.
Yeah.
Merrick's in from Black and Brave Wrestling Academy. Serge is here.
Shopping at the Tampa Bay Vipers XFL shop online here.
What are their colors?
Horrible.
Horrible.
Like
I didn't
red and
really like
green?
any of them.
They are green and yellow.
We are going to be your place for everything XFL. I tell you what.
Tell you what.
Let's go over the colors here. I like that, Eric. So, the Dallas Renegades. I'll have you guys guess.
If you don't like it, you better learn to love it, because it's the best thing going on. Is that Ric Flair? There you go.
Best thing going today.
Best thing going today. All right.
Dallas Renegades, silver and black.
Coral?
I feel like there's a yellow.
Nope. This is black and sky blue. And their little logo guy with the bandana over his face has red eyes.
Okay, interesting.
Kind of looks like Zorro with red eyes.
Okay, he's a demon.
They've
and a
done-
mullet.
I don't know about that.
Okay.
Okay. The
Next.
DC Defenders.
It's red, white, and blue.
Yeah, red,
It's
white,
red and
blue.
white.
Okay.
The Roughnecks, though.
Roughnecks from Houston.
Roughnecks.
Mm-hmm.
Red,
So red, white, and powder blue.
They are red, white, and dark blue.
Dark.
A lot of red, white.
How do you know all of these?
All right.
I don't. I'm looking it up. I have extensive
I
resources.
meant
Coral.
Merrick,
Oh.
not you.
Well, I just based off the Houston Oilers jerseys.
Okay. The LA Wildcats.
Purple,
Yellow, white.
purple, and silver.
Jay, this is an interesting one.
The Wildcats.
This is new.
Red, white, and gold.
Wildcats.
I can't think of Wildcats without thinking of high school
I like
musical.
this.
I'm sorry.
I don't like Wildcats as a team name for anything.
Periwinkle.
I don't know. What is it?
This is red, dark orange, and then they have a black background on their logo.
So they're like the Bengals.
Ew, that's
No,
No, orange and black. That's
no,
orange and black.
way
yeah.
cooler.
No.
Way cooler. Okay. Take that, Cincinnati.
That sounds close to the Buccaneers, if anything.
Yes.
Okay.
red and
looks-
dark
there it is.
orange.
Yep.
Really?
Burnt orange.
Oh.
Not like a mango
Airdrop
orange.
it to me.
Okay, I will. New York Guardians. This looks pretty cool.
Purple.
This is right up my alley.
It's like
Can I
blue
just-
and white.
Silver,
No.
silver, navy.
No, they are gray, red, and black. This looks sharp.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I might be a Guardians
So like
fan.
Rutgers.
New York.
Kinda.
Guardians.
The St. Louis Battlehawks. Stupid.
Yellow and blue and silver.
No, they're blue, silver, white, or blue, gray, white.
Pretty close. Blue, gray, and white. Yeah.
Yeah, that's boring.
You know.
Oh, I saw a guy.
Looks
He got
good,
a
though.
he got a Battlehawks tattoo a couple
you
days
did
ago.
not.
I saw it on Twitter.
You're kidding me.
Please no.
Big one too. Like
Is it Dorf?
like at least 8 by 6.
Is it Dorf?
On his calf or his forearm? I couldn't tell.
No way.
Carl, do you know why?
no.
Do you know why I said that?
Why?
Because Dorf has a river bandits tattoo on his arm. He gets free entry for life.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Do they still?
They still do that?
Yeah.
I'll get one. I don't care.
I think they honor it, like they do it like once a year or something like that. Well, they do anybody that comes in and gets a tattoo at the park that day of the River Bandits logo. It's a cool logo.
Yeah, I know.
But my question to him is, what if he loses that arm?
Then you got to pay for tickets.
You got to pay for tickets or
And
carry
a
the
replacement
carry the
arm.
arm with you.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to worry about a girl not like that. So
Ouch.
he's not listening.
The Tampa. No, it's because we're talking about sports. Tampa Bay Vipers. I'll tell him all this afternoon. Tampa Bay Vipers.
Mm-hmm.
What do we
You
got?
said
Green,
green and
yellow,
green and
and
yellow.
a red tongue.
Okay, two different colors of green.
Yeah.
Puke,
Oh, okay.
Puke green and pukier green.
Okay.
Pea green.
I feel like the dragons are going to be the same way.
Dragons are similar, but a
a
little,
little
bit
bit
better.
of purple involved.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and some orange in there. So there's your colors. Coral, I'll send you those so you can pick which team you're going to want.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Very nice.
Send me all.
Okay. Last night on Tonight Show, Shaquille O'Neal said, "Hell yes, that he and Kobe Bryant in their primes
In their primes.
would beat LeBron James and Anthony Davis in a game of 2-on-2. Quote, I like having these conversations because of course they can never be answered, but yes. The answer is yes, hell yes, of course. I mean, because there's only one contributing factor. Who's going to guard me?
Exactly. I think he's right because of that alone. Shaq in today's NBA, in his prime, but in today's NBA, would be the most dominant player.
Okay, he's
Nobody
the last
plays like
dominant.
Shaq.
Right now, the way they play basketball, he's the last dominant center, right?
Yeah.
They don't play the same way anymore.
Anthony Davis is probably closest, right?
He's not going to guard him.
No, that's what I mean. Anthony Davis is probably the best center in basketball right
Okay.
now, and he's not even close to the same physical player that Shaq was.
Okay. But you've got LeBron.
Oh God, the Wildcats logo is terrible.
Serge, Shaq, Kobe.
I thought somebody
versus
was supposed
LeBron,
to be a gargoyle.
LeBron and AD.
All right, so I mean, my gut says to go. I mean, obviously in their primes, we're talking Shaq and Kobe, but
Yeah.
because you're going to put LeBron on, who's going to guard Shaq?
That's it. That was
the
his
question.
quote. Yeah.
Who's going to guard him? He's going to physically destroy Anthony Davis, and then he's just that much taller than LeBron. LeBron's bigger and thicker to guard Shaq. So you leave Kobe out there to.
I don't think this is a fair question, to be honest with you.
No, this is apples to oranges a little bit because they're so different.
I mean, Shaq and Kobe won championships. LeBron and AD, they're in their first year. I mean, I get it. I get why they're doing it because they're on the Lakers and everything. But then you got to come in like a round robin, like Magic and Kareem. Like who would win in a round robin from there?
Now, is it Kareem when he was with the Lakers, or
Yeah, they're all Lakers because that's the only reason why they're bringing up LeBron and Anthony Davis. I mean, that's the only reason why they're comparing these two. And now nostalgia is going to tell you it's Shaq and Kobe. I mean, the Black Mamba. Then you got Shaq.
Kobe plays really good defense too. So
Kobe
him
is
on
a good
LeBron.
I mean, even if you drop down for a double team, you're going to kick it back out to Kobe, and he's going to kill you with the Jays, right? So
I think this conversation is actually just making me really sad that basketball's not that cool anymore.
Oh, it is.
It's not as cool as it
You
was.
sound like T-Roy.
well, Dwight Howard's back in the dunk contest.
Oh, okay. I will watch though. I will watch that. But it was way cooler back in the day. It was way cooler, and everybody was like cutthroat, and they played defense, and they hurt each other on purpose. And now everyone's just wusses, and they just shoot 50-foot 3-pointers.
Serge, you don't believe in that?
No. I still like the NBA. I'm not done with it. I mean, I hate the Bulls. They piss me off.
See, so wasn't it much better back in the day?
Well, yeah, sure.
I mean, I'll watch basketball over football, to be honest.
You'll watch the NBA over the NFL?
Oh yeah,
But for why?
I actually understand basketball.
Put the ball in the hoop.
Yeah, it's not that difficult.
It's pretty simple.
And it's very quickly moving. You're not constantly stopping like you are with football.
Basketball was my first favorite
The
sport
only
when I was a
the
kid.
two things that really upset me about basketball, especially the NBA, is the traveling.
Lots of traveling.
It is just outrageously bad. Like that is one of the funnest things. Yes, I said funnest things to Google is the worst missed travel calls in the NBA.
Euro steps.
It's
Yeah.
I hate it, and it took me years to realize that and come to terms that what Harden does is legal according to the rules. It's legal. I hate it.
Wait,
It's
how many
stupid.
steps can you take before it's traveling?
Okay, in the NBA, you get 3 steps if you're
That's what I
moving
thought.
towards the basket. You get an extra step if you're going to. It doesn't have to be towards the hoop. It's leading up to your shot. So that's why when Harden does that Euro step or hop back, travel, that it's legal. And I hate that. That's stupid. And then also the foul situation and the whole. These guys could never play back in this era, and the guys in this era wouldn't know this, and hand checking and fouls and all that other stuff, and the flopping. So,
Well, and
otherwise, I like the players. They're incredibly talented. Like for somebody to say that LeBron couldn't play back in.
LeBron definitely
in those
couldn't.
era,
yeah, that's BS.
he would have to change his game and not flop.
But what about
he
a
is,
guy
he
like-
is a physical specimen.
What about a guy like Steph Curry? How successful would he
Oh,
have
I hate
been
him.
in the mid-'90s?
Steph Curry would get eaten alive in the mid-'90s
Yes.
because he is not a physical specimen.
Not at
he
all.
is he's one of the best shooters I've ever
Absolutely.
seen.
No.
But
But he wouldn't have had any open looks because people played defense back then.
yeah, he's also quick with the dribble. So to say Steph he would struggle. He would not be near as effective.
Ooh, man. Could put him on those old Warriors teams. Latrell Sprewell, Chris
But I mean,
Webber.
like you instantly think of like Jordan Isaiah when you're talking about defending a Steph Curry. Like
Gary
they
Payton.
they would destroy him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh man,
The
the way he
handshaking
chomps
balls.
on that mouth guard.
He's got an oral
I just
fixation.
cannot stand him. I can't stand him. And it goes back to when they were playing the Cavs, and I watched the whole thing. I was watching it I think I was at a pool party and I watched it. It was really fun. We put on a whole projector.
You watched the whole playoffs
Whole
and
series
the whole
at a
series
pool
at a pool party?
It's got to be a record.
Every game was at a pool party?
No.
You're dedicated.
The final game was. But can you
Okay.
believe it?
Dishpan hands.
Me. I watched all of the playoffs.
I can believe it.
Me.
So you got to be ecstatic that the
Who?
Warriors suck this year.
Yeah, I can't stand the Warriors. Every time I see a little kid wearing a GSW shirt, and I'm like, I'm sorry.
Oh, I
I am
like
so
recency.
sorry.
I like when they're wearing a Kevin Durant one.
But, I mean, back to the traveling thing. When I was in Ohio, we went to a high school game. Back in my...
You say
My-
this like
back in
it's
my
so
high
long.
school.
You say it
Anyways.
like it's so long.
Say back in the day.
Oh,
so long.
God. It just
Back
took
in
me
the day,
back.
last
I hated
week.
it.
Yeah.
Okay. I graduated in 2013.
Oh my
Hey.
God.
Anyways, but so they were playing, and they called traveling before I even realized it was traveling. I mean, they took one step, maybe two.
Were you playing 6-on-6?
I don't know.
No.
It was just regular high school ball,
Okay.
basketball. But I was like, wait, how in the world was that traveling? And of course, you're at a high school game, they don't have replay. So I'm like,
Cool if they did.
well, I guess it is what it is.
So outside of LeBron, though, who could have played in the mid-90s from today's game?
From today's game?
Westbrook.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Also, he's a
your
point
first,
guard.
Your first thing is going to be point guards that are tough.
Yep.
Man, I don't know. It just that keeps making me fall back to like, are we just so like hung up on the 90s to now? Like, you want to say James Harden, but then you're like, oh my God, he'd be eaten up like by the defenders.
He would be.
He'd, be broken in two mentally and physically. I don't know.
I guess you'd have to be more physical.
Anderson has a really good comment out here. It says Vince Carter. Because he's still playing, and he did play.
He made it
Four
decades.
decades?
4 decades.
Oh my gosh!
He's one of 5 players in the Big Four to make it 4 decades, and I can't pronounce like 3 of the hockey players. The only other player that did it was in the NFL. It's Adam Vinatieri, and I don't even know. Yeah.
4 decades?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Like some of the players,
Vinatieri hasn't even. Yeah.
there are players that
Vinatieri kick in the 80s?
there are players that are playing with him on his team this year
Vinatieri
that were
doesn't make
not
sense.
born when he was first in the NBA.
Yeah, because I was going to say,
Yeah.
I mean,
It's incredible.
Yeah.
I wasn't born then.
Oh, yeah, no. I remember Vince Carter playing for the Raptors when I was in elementary school. I'm
Yeah, it
33 and have 2 children.
I was not in elementary school.
No, we know that.
Okay.
I think there would be at least 1 to 2 players on every single team.
The more
currently
physical guys,
that would be
bigger
yeah.
guys.
Yep, not necessarily bigger guys. Some of the like I think Kyrie could play
Maybe.
in those teams.
Why am I blanking on the name? Obviously, the Raptors guy who's not with
Kawhi.
Kawhi. Could
Absol-
Kawhi play?
Absolutely.
What a cool name.
Kawhi
I think
could play?
he could adjust his game to that. That's just by watching him.
Yeah.
I don't know anything more being like, the way he comes off the dribble or anything like that. Just by the, watching him, he looks
He's
like
very, very physical.
Erickson says Draymond Green. Could
Yeah.
have played
Okay.
in the 90s.
And he kind of still plays like he's in the 90s. He
Yeah.
doesn't care about the fouls or anything.
Draymond Green reminds me a lot of the guys that played for the Knicks. back in
Oh,
the 90s.
yeah.
Like
Oh, man.
he's like an Anthony Mason, Charles Oakley cast off.
Was Houston, what was his first name? Chris or, I don't know.
Allen Houston.
Allen Houston.
Okay.
Yeah.
all right, making a turn towards Major League Baseball.
Yes.
Today, the report is that the Red Sox in 2018 used the replay room to steal signs. They used their video replay room to steal signs from opposing pitchers and catchers during the season, not during the playoffs. And the reason why is that they can't do it during the playoffs because they have Major League Baseball has an in-person monitor stationed in all video replay rooms during the playoffs. But during the season, 3 anonymous sources who were with the Red Sox told The Athletic that Boston players would visit the replay room to decipher their opponent's sign sequence and then relay the information to the dugout. Someone from the Red Sox dugout would then communicate with the base runner, who would use body movements to relay pitcher information to the batter. This is sign stealing. It is cheating.
It's also a lot of work.
Yes. The Major League Baseball told The Athletic that they will investigate the allegations by, quote, saying the commissioner made it clear in a September 15th, 2017 memorandum to clubs how seriously he would take any future violations of the regulations regarding use of electronic equipment or the inappropriate use of video replay room.
Does any sport have more cheating scandals than Major League Baseball outside of the Patriots?
Outside of the Patriots.
With that being said, nice shot, nice shot, Alex Cora. He was the manager of them in 2018. He was part of the 2017 Houston Astros when they alleged sign stealing. He was the bench coach for them. Baseball is looking into different ways of doing things. It's kind of strange. There's like a finger system that's going to be replaced. They're going to be lights in the ground for the pitcher to look at, where the catcher has to like a random number generator, like to type it in on themselves, and then a light, however they figured out, the pitcher in the mound, they'd be able to look at it and figure out what the sign is.
That sounds.
But also, what if it's like the wrong thing?
Yeah. Are professional athletes going to be smart enough to figure that out?
I don't know. It's the finger system could be replaced by in-ground lights on the mound. Sources with knowledge of the idea said catchers would have access to a control pad that corresponds to a lighting panel visible only to the pitcher. A certain button for a certain light sequence for a certain pitch. Obviously, the simplest solution would be earpieces that allow pitchers and catchers to communicate. But Yahoo, this is mentioned. This is first reported by Yahoo Sports. Yahoo notes that pitchers found them distracting and uncomfortable to wear earbuds in initial minor league testing last year.
No, because then the Astros are just going to have one deaf guy on their team that's really good at reading lips, and then they're going to zoom in on this.
It's not fair, yeah.
They're going to hack into
they're all like legally deaf. I don't know the wearable random number generator thing comes in. That changes down, putting down a sign for interpretation by the pitcher. But obviously, this is a big deal by MLB, and they're going to be working on things to change this.
Well, the light sequence thing sounds way too complicated.
It sounds very complicated.
Just do like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's like you're out there playing Simon.
Right.
Right?
Or bop it.
Yeah.
Twist it.
Bop it.
See, that's not my age range.
Flick it.
I love it.
Bop it is not my age range.
You have children.
Yeah.
They're closer to our age.
I mean, they might be.
So it's going to be interesting to find out what MLB is going to do for that. We have to take another break. When we come back, we're going to look at
recaps.
Some DFS cheating from a certain Bachelor contestant.
Didn't seem like cheating.
It is cheating.
Well, we'll talk about
from a certain Bachelor contestant, former Bachelor contestant, and then we'll go into our recap with Coral. All right.
Oh my God, what is up with this thing?
This thing is.
Attention, pizza lovers. We have exciting news for you from Vans. Vans Pizza is now available in Bettendorf. Vans Pizza and More has just opened near the TBK Plex at the corners of Middle and Forest Grove Roads. They have outstanding daily specials with that Vans Pizza you love, the famous wings, and the oh-so-popular bread nuggets, salads, and baked subs. Vans Pizza and More is a carry-out call-in establishment that you can have your pizza hot and ready within 10 minutes, or you can have it delivered. The delivery area is limited, so call Vans on the go at 563-232-1396. That's Vans Pizza and More, 5023 Competition Drive in Bettendorf.
This is Randall, the QC hot dog guy. You're listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
ESPN 1170 AM.
Happy New Year from the coaches, student athletes, faculty, and staff at Augustana College. A New Year presents a fresh start for the winter sports teams, and it begins on January 8th. Elmhurst visits the Carver Center as women's basketball tips off at 7. Men's basketball has 2 road trips prior to a January 15th home game with Wheaton. Shortly, men's volleyball will hit the Carver Center floor, so stay tuned for match times. For more game information, visit augustana.edu. Augustana College, a family-friendly front-row seat to big-time small college sports.
It's putt-around time. Get your foursome together for the 15th annual Big Brothers Big Sisters Putt-Around. Over 20 custom-built holes transform the River Center into the most innovative mini golf course ever. Only $30 per person and great for any skill level. Register at puttaround.org before January 17th to be entered into a Quad City staycation giveaway. The 15th annual Big Brothers Big Sister Putt-Around, sponsored by Wells Fargo and the Quad City Area Area Realtors January 29th through the 31st at the River Center in Davenport. Sign up today.
Back by popular demand, Gobo Productions presents One Night of Queen. Since forming in 2002, Gary Mullen and the Works have performed to sellout audiences all over the world. And now they're back in the USA for a brand new tour. One Night of Queen is a spectacular live concert recreating the look, sound, and showmanship of arguably the greatest rock band of all time. You'll hear classic Queen numbers including We Will Rock You, Fat Bottom Girls, Another One Bites the Dust, Bohemian Rhapsody, and We Are the Champions. One Night of Queen, performed by Gary Mullen and the Works. This show will rock you.
Coming to the TaxSlayer Center March 18th. Tickets are on sale now at the TaxSlayer Center box office and Ticketmaster.com. Presented by Town Square Media. New Year's is here, and so are New Year's resolutions. If you're bored with the same old gyms and workout routines, try a different, fresh way to get in shape with a membership to Tarpons Martial Arts Center. Try karate, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, or judo, all taught by certified black belt instructors. With flexible class schedules and 2 Quad City locations, it's very easy to start your path to learning a valuable skill set while you get in shape. Join now, and new students get a free uniform and official t-shirt online at tarponsdojo.com.
ESPN 1170 AM is the Quad Cities sports leader and your home of the local sports show Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. Listen for a chance to win everything from tickets to free food. Every time you win and pick up your prize at the ESPN 1170 AM Pepsi ticket window, we'll give you a free Pepsi for the road as well. It's like winning twice. Get more chances to win by downloading the ESPN 1170 AM app or by going to ESPN1170am.com.
QuadHelpWanted.com salutes the employee of the month. The one employee you can't live without. The others, let's just call them Dave.
Hey, Dave?
Yeah, Mr. Employee of the Month, angry face, snoozy face.
I've noticed you're using a lot of emojis in reports lately.
Sure have. Smiley face, cat with hard eyes, thumbs up.
Dave, they're just really hard to understand.
What do you mean, confused face? Thinky face?
First, I don't think you're supposed to say them out loud like you do.
That's what you think. The other Daves love it, right, guys?
Thumbs up!
Smiley face! Goes with tongue out! See?
Okay, look, what does this report even mean? It's just a bunch of pizza emojis.
Oh, we went out for pizza. That's an expense report.
Oh, that's why the last page is all dollar signs.
See? You get it.
If you don't mind hiring Daves, go to the huge online job boards. That's probably what you'll get. But if you want more employees of the month, go where local job seekers find good local jobs. QuadHelpWanted.com. Local jobs that work.
We don't discriminate against people named Dave. Dave is a common name, fun to say, and so we're using it as a catch-all for lackluster employees everywhere. Please don't write us to tell us you were insulted by this ad. That would be a real Dave move, Dave.
Don't hassle us. We're local. Noon till 2 on the Quad City sports leader, ESPN 1170 AM.
Welcome back to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. Here in the Hassle Castle, brought to you by Dunright TV and Security. On ESPN 1170 AM, I want to remind you guys that you can listen to us, watch us, leave comments on the Harrington Pub Facebook Live comment thread. You can download the app and listen to us there on your terrestrial radio. And on your laptop, go to ESPN1170am.com, click in the upper right-hand corner, listen now. And if you just got a brand new phone for Christmas, or just because you switched subscribers, don't forget to download the app. Go to Google Store, the App Store, download it. All right, we've talked about the NFL, talked about MLB cheaters. Now it's time to talk about former Bachelor contestants cheating on DFS. DFS is daily fantasy football, and in this situation, it was daily fantasy football. It was on DraftKings. And Jade Roper Tolbert, a past contestant on the reality TV series The Bachelor, not that Jade.
Oh, I like her. No, I
won
don't like
a $1 million fantasy football contest over the weekend. Seems pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Yes. She entered the DraftKings Millionaire Maker contest, and she entered the maximum of 150 lineups. This is her first season regularly playing fantasy sports, and you can only submit a maximum of 150. It's at $25 per entry.
It's a lot of money.
It
yeah,
is.
that's a lot of money.
So her and her husband, Tanner, both submitted the max 150. They are social media influencers. If you want to know how they have that money, they got married in 2016. They met on the second season of Bachelor in Paradise. They are alleged to be in collusion.
I don't...
Wait,
If there's
what?
anything worse in the fantasy world than the word collusion, I don't know what it is.
But it's different. It's a different kind of collusion.
They work together to cheat a system.
How is it cheating the system, though?
Yeah, I'm confused.
They just use mathematics.
No. Daily DraftKings has certain ways to designate whether people are trying to gain an unfair advantage over others. And they call them unacceptable behaviors and thus forfeiting the money. Team building complementary lineups which serve to work together and executing a strategy that may create an unfair advantage or individual play. Entering the maximum number of entries in a contest, type of contest, or even having a third party, regardless of their relationship, put in additional entries for you. Because she even says that I don't really follow sports, but she's been doing it all year. She did go on to say, like, he told me not to play DJ Metcalf. If it's broken down by all their entries, he played all the Saturday quarterbacks, she played all the Sunday quarterbacks.
Okay.
So they essentially put in 300.
They each put in 150, but yeah, essentially they did 300 different lineups.
And they played opposites of each other so that somebody was going to win.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
I just don't see why that's a big deal.
Yeah,
Especially
you know
if you're married, right?
Exactly. That's kind of how I feel about it.
Well, all right, so we'll just
You're
go.
just playing statistics, which is a strategy.
Their lineups included many of the same players except for quarterbacks. Jade primarily rostered quarterbacks in the AFC wildcard games, while Tanner stuck with NFC. Stuck with NFC QBs.
Interesting.
Tennessee Titans quarterback Tannehill, Buffalo Bills quarterback Allen, and Watson were on 143 of Jade's 150 lineups. Tanner's lineups did not include any of the AFC quarterbacks. Of those, they each both had Tom Brady on one roster. He used Russell Wilson, Drew Brees, and Carson Wentz on 148 of his 150 roster.
Those are kind of just the smarter plays, though.
Yeah.
Tanner told ESPN that he simply believed the NFC wildcard games were going to be higher scoring than the AFC. He does acknowledge that he discusses different players with his wife throughout the week. They also use roster optimizers to create lineups, but he says she does her own input into it. Group play and allegations of collusions have been a hot button topic for years in the daily fantasy industry. This sounds, honestly, I'm kind of moving more towards you. It kind of sounds like the internet.
It just sounds like they
wrestling
found
community.
a way to beat the system. Like that guy on Press Your Luck. Do you remember that?
Yes, yeah, I do.
That wasn't cheating. He just figured it out.
Erickson says, I don't see a problem with it. It's like playing a superfecta and horse racing and boxing all the horses.
And he's right.
Yeah.
But, I tell you what, DraftKings might find a way to get out of paying $1 million.
Of course they
Yeah.
will. These poor, young social media influencers.
I mean, they probably have plenty
How
of
else are they
money,
going to get
but-
ahead?
Yeah.
They've been working day and night.
Mm-hmm. It was pointed out by somebody else. It wasn't even DraftKings didn't do it. DraftKings actually sent out a tweet of her lineup with the rose.
Yeah, if I were them, I'd be giving them the $1 million and then promoting it on their social media.
Yeah.
Since they're social media influencers.
And the rose is significant because she was a former contestant on The Bachelor. So, as of
Speaking
right
of-
now, on January 7th, Tuesday, at 1:49 and 12 seconds, for those of you who don't care about The Bachelor, you can go ahead and tune out. Coral.
Okay.
I sent you. This is a competition.
Listen, I don't care about
These
it either.
young ladies, I'm
but I was
serious. We talk
assigned-
about competitions every day.
Yeah.
These young ladies
This is a
have
sport.
set themselves up for this. They have gone out and rented clothes, gowns, and everything else. They have trained for this.
It's
30 of them.
insane.
It is insane. The Bachelor premiered last night. Peter, the pilot,
Yes.
is the Bachelor.
Oh my gosh.
Talk to me, Coral.
He's cute. But as soon as I saw him kissing all over everybody, I'd be like, nope, I'm out.
This is a very affectionate
That's how you get
Bachelor
cold sores.
against the other ones. Yes.
Cold sores.
Mm-hmm.
Mono.
Yeah,
This happened
you
to
never
Sam
know.
Darnold at the beginning
Well,
of the
and
year.
you know what? There was one girl that really grinded my gears the entire night. And I'm curious to see if it's the same for you, Jay.
Okay.
McKenna.
McKenna.
The one that kept butting in on every single conversation. She won the first impression rose. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
If anyone cares, but
McKenna, she's the one that did the paper airplane.
yes, the paper airplanes. I was
Okay.
telling my grandma about it this morning, and I kind of thought it was hilarious, but
That's on him for allowing that to happen. And
Agreed.
He's very laxed on a lot of things.
yes,
so.
he goes, "Oh, go ahead and you can come sit by me." And I loved. What was her name?
She's checking her notes
she's got
right now.
I'm checking
listeners.
my notes. I
I
took
love the
notes
notes.
because you know what? I did not.
Color coded
Um.
with highlighters.
Yes. Because I did not.
How many pages is
ever
that?
watched
6,
this before this.
7 pages?
Natasha. So he was talking to Natasha, and yes, this is several pages of notes. There's like 4 pages front and back. He was talking to Natasha. McKenna walks in, and she's throwing in these paper planes. Mind you, she's already had her one-on-one conversation with him, her first impression conversation, whatever.
Okay.
And she's throwing paper planes at him, and Natasha kind of goes, do you mind? I mean, we're having a conversation. And so eventually, what's his name again? Peter?
Peter.
He gives in, lets McKenna come sit next to him. Natasha comes in with this giant paper plane, sets it right in front of him. She goes, "Oh, I hope I'm not interrupting anything. This is just for you." And I was just like, yes.
Yeah, McKenna she's a little bit whiny. There's some whiny ones. Now, I know you're new to...
Victoria F was a whiny one. And
Yeah,
so
but
was
that
Eunice.
one's gonna stay for a while.
Eunice. I put
Victoria,
an
there's a
X by
Victoria
her.
F and a Victoria P. Listen,
Yeah.
you're kind
I
of
like
new
Victoria
to this,
P.
and you actually, in full disclosure, you only made it half through the episode, so which means you only made it through the first
But-
rose ceremony.
I watched every single second of that hour and a half.
Yeah.
So you got to carry the last part.
There was basically like 2 episodes in one. They did the meet and greet, let's get to know Peter,
Yeah.
and then they had the first impression rose, and then the first roses, and then they had
Yes.
and then the second half of the show, which usually is like week 2, they had a group date, a one-on-one date, another
did
group
watch the
date, a
group
one-on-one
date.
date. Okay, so you
But
saw
I did not watch the one-on-ones.
that was the competition.
Okay.
All right, so that was and I like the competition one. They all go out and see him flying at the airport, and then
Yeah.
Kelly cheated. She did.
Yeah, I liked her though.
I didn't mind her. She's not well liked right now.
I put a heart by her and Victoria P.
Okay.
And
Kelly's the lawyer from Chicago who met him beforehand.
Yes.
A month earlier.
Their first impression was so cute. Her not first impression, but when she walked in and they kind of danced a little bit. I thought that was
Yeah,
cute.
they remember the dance.
I thought
And they
that
just
was
ran into each other.
Yeah.
And I said it out loud when I watched it. And if you go to the social media, you will see that a lot of people agree that there's a little bit of a Joe Goldberg involved in this randomly
What
running
a
into each
show.
other.
What
just
a
randomly
show.
running into each other.
Oh, that's a stretch, I think.
I know she was there for a wedding. He was there at that same hotel, but for a 10-year reunion. And I'm telling you, there's more to the story between Kelly and Peter, and it's not that they just talked in a hotel bar.
I
Or
agree.
shared a dance.
I would agree
I'm talking
with
they
that.
shared a lot more than that.
I think there was something more, definitely.
Oh, 100% that's coming
Because she
out.
made it seem like, oh, we just like bumped into each other, and then she walks up and he goes, oh, like we danced, and they start continuing the dance. I'm like, oh, there was definitely more than that. They did not just dance.
There you go. Again, 3 hours is a lot to ask for. It
that
really
was a lot, and I was drinking.
It's okay. 3 hours is a lot. I mean, to this point, and I'll tell you this: when I
over
first started watching this, and for those of you out there, it's like, oh, turn in your man card, which is an outdated, dumb reference.
Agreed.
But or stick to sports, which is dumb too.
This is a sport. I'm telling you.
I'm telling you, it is. I'm in for any competition whatsoever.
Oh man.
So I started blogging about this like 3 years ago, and my first impression, I think at that time, was just 2 hours. I'm like, this is 2 hours.
Yeah.
This was 3 hours. It was a bit.
It was. I could do 2 hours. 3 was just. I was like
Oh,
an
that
hour and a
being
half
said, it
into
was a
it.
good
And I'm
episode.
like, all right.
It was a good episode.
I do
I'll
that
watch the rest of
weekly
it tonight, maybe.
Yeah.
for
Maybe.
20 years.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's the other thing. So when you sit there and say I'm out, I'm like, well, there's a storyline to it. There's obviously these producers are writing for a certain way. It's okay. Give me some of your favorites. Give me some of your notes. We'll
So
talk.
okay, I didn't write. Oh my
It's okay. Give me some of your favorites.
Okay.
'Cause I can tell you who my favorites are.
He
right now.
kissed at least 3 girls. I do not like Tammy. She made me cringe so hard. Some of these I wrote like funny notes when they walked in. So.
Okay, you're talking about when they first come out of the limo. Or
When they
whatever.
first come out of the limo.
Yeah.
Savannah blindfolded him and kissed him.
Perfect.
I immediately
That might be
wrote,
the first time
"Nope."
in history. That was a great first impression. You're wrong. That was a great first impression. Everything,
No.
just the way it feels, everything else. I think that's the first. She got the first kiss of the season. I think that's going to get her further than you think.
It probably will, but I was telling my grandma, I was like, I wouldn't come out of the gate doing that. For me, I mean,
Took a lot.
if I were to come into there, I would play the long game.
No, you got to interrupt. You got to put
can't-
yourself out there.
Oh man, but that made me just cringe so
Mhm.
hard. I liked when Jenna walked in with a cow. That was kind of funny.
Yeah, okay.
As her emotional support animal.
Ashley S. Yeah.
Um,
She's the nursing student from
the
New Lenox,
Victoria
Illinois.
F. I put an X on her. She cried, and she made a joke about her having super dry humor, which I thought was kind of cute. But then I was like, she's just annoying.
She's yes.
But the annoying girls are the ones who stay. And then so many people came out with the windmill jokes, and I was like, come on.
The windmill's over and done with. It's annoying.
Done.
It's overdone. But they always have to have one type of like meme or theme type of thing. Like with Colton, it was that he was a virgin, and then they also love to throw out 100 times like just shots of him like showering for some reason.
Ew. Well, and then Eunice comes in with angel wings. I put, really?
One girl that got one. Wait.
Oh, I just do not like McKenna. She is so fake.
Marissa was the one I liked. Caught
Yes,
this about her.
and she went home.
Yeah, she went home. So
I liked her
Did
a
you
lot.
see on her desk that she had a UNI Panthers coaster on her desk?
No.
I was interested in her backstory, but she went home. And then we have Kelsey.
She
I
was
didn't know
Miss
if Kelsey was
Montana.
going to make it. If Kelsey was going to make it far, but she's the professional clothier from Des Moines.
Yes. She cried, too.
Yeah, she cried a lot.
So, also, when they walked out of the limo, I gave them a quick rating, 1 through 10.
Okay. Then tell me, how do you feel about Madison?
Madison.
The 23-year-old foster parent recruiter from Auburn, Alabama.
Oh, so fake.
No.
So fake. I gave her a 7, though. She was cute.
Okay, tell me about Hannah Ann, a model from Knoxville, Tennessee.
Annoying. Can't stand her.
Well, I'm telling you what, both of them are Final
I
Four.
wrote church girl, delusional, rude.
This is your Tiffany Amber Thiessen Jr., sir.
But she's a number 7. She's really cute.
She's more than just a 7.
McKenna and Hannah Ann, they'll make the season interesting. However, they're annoying. Very annoying.
Madison and Hannah Ann are making it to the
Hannah
Final
Ann.
Four.
You know what? I think I kept saying McKenna, but I meant Hannah Ann this entire time. Both of them need to go.
Is there any others that you really enjoyed?
That I really enjoyed?
That you're like, okay, I can see this. I mean, you're new to this.
I really liked Victoria Paul and Kelly.
Okay, Victoria. That's
I gotta watch the rest of these.
Victoria
but-
P is the nurse from Alexandria, Louisiana, who has the motion sickness.
Yeah.
Which nobody's buying that she went to the teacups when she was little and got motion sickness because she already said that her mom was a bad mom and her dad died in 2. So no one took her to Disney World. I'm not buying that.
Oh my god.
Jeez.
She was really good though. When she put on glasses later, she looked really good.
outside of this.
I think Victoria's going to do well too. Victoria P. I take that.
Sydney was a tryhard with her grandma's note.
Yeah, but she was the first out of the limo. All right.
Yeah.
Well, keep paying attention, Coral.
I'm trying.
It is it's something else, and it is a competition. Merrick, thank you so much for coming in.
Always happy to be here.
Appreciate it. Serge, I hope you feeling better after that segment.
I'm doing great, buddy.
Okay.
I'm just actually trying to get caught up here and do my research.
Coral, thank you so much for bringing in these Bud Light seltzers. They'll be out for sale on January 13th.
Who's the new Tiffany Amber Thiessen?
That is Hannah Ann.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't like her.
All right. We will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much. You guys have a hassle-free Tuesday. Take care, Quad Cities.